Ladies and gentlemen, last spring, the Tusculum women's basketball team made the most of a COVID-shortened season and put together one of the best runs in program history. The Pioneers went 19-4 overall and marched through the conference postseason and won their second straight South Atlantic Conference championship. Tusculum would earn its second straight NCAA tournament bid and advance to the region semifinal. Please join me in congratulating head coach Megan Price and your 2021 South Atlantic Conference basketball champion, the Tusculum University Pioneers. Ladies and gentlemen, the South Atlantic Conference President's Award is the most prestigious honor the league presents to its student athletes and exemplifies the finest combined qualities of excellence in athletics, academics, and community leadership. Today, we present the 2020-2021 male recipient of the SAC's President Award to Tusculum basketball student athlete Trenton Gibson. On the court, Trenton led the Pioneers in scoring, rebounding, and assists, and was named the SAC Men's Basketball Player of the Year. He led Tusculum to their third NCAA tournament appearance as TU advanced to the regional semifinals for the first time in school history. Trenton was also named the SAC Men's Basketball Scholar Athlete of the Year, becoming the first player in league history to sweep the league's top two basketball honors in the same season. He was named the Southeast Region Scholar Athlete of the Year and was a COSIDA Academic All-America First Team selection. Mr. Doug Jones. Please join me in congratulating the 2020-2021 recipient of the SAC President's Award to Tusculum.
So much of life these days is rushing around from one place to another. Sometimes you just want to enjoy the journey on the way to the destination. And part of what makes it a little more enjoyable
for the invocation and the playing of our national anthem. Today's invocation will be given by Tusculum Assistant Athletic Director Don Donnelly.
Let us pray. O gracious and most heavenly Father, we thank you for this glorious day. We also welcome back all of our alumni and our family who have come back for this weekend's festivities. We ask you to please bless and protect all travelers who travel home this evening, especially our Tusculum family and also our friends from Barton College. We also ask you, as you received in your ever-loving arms our beloved sister Stephanie Henry, member of the Tusculum family who passed away just recently. We ask you to please look over her family as they deal during this troubled time. And as always, we ask for peace in our world. We ask for these and all things in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ, who lives and reigns forever and ever. Amen.
From 1999 to 2002, where he amassed one of the top rushing careers in program history. The two-time All-SAC running back led the Pioneers to 3 winning seasons while rushing for 2,641 yards, which are the second most by a Pioneer. His 28 career touchdowns are the second most in school history and became the first Tusculum running back to record 100 receptions in a career. Brad Hawkins accounted for one of the most successful golf playing careers in South Atlantic Conference history. He was a 2-time All-SAC pick, including his senior season, where he was the conference's Golfer of the Year. He holds the single season and career records for both Tusculum and the SAC for lowest stroke average, and his 24 subpar rounds are the best in school history. In 2016, he earned both All-America and Academic All-America distinction. Lydia Taylor Pankey was a standout on the Tusculum basketball team from 1994 to 1998, where she is only one of 2 players to record 1,000 points and 1,000 rebounds in a career. She led the Pioneers to a pair of TVAC titles, 2 NAIA district championships, and 3 trips to the national tournament. Her teams posted a remarkable 87 and 37 record. She finished her career with 1,632 points and 1,005 rebounds, and her name is peppered throughout the Tusculum record book. Please join me in congratulating Aaron Clarity, Brad Hawkins, and Lydia Taylor Pankey, the newest members of the Tusculum Sports Hall of Fame.
folks who help you get there. At Ingalls, we know that the people who send you on your way are the same ones who keep you coming back.
I think you should take it for a spin. Are you serious?
Ingalls, all the ingredients for family.
Here on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Pioneer Football.
Surging the football program for the first time in 68 years.
Yeah, I got the mountain foreground.
As they say, Tusculum's coming off last week's home win against UVA-Wise, where the Pioneer offense racked up over 539 yards offensively, and the defense recorded 4 sacks to even the all-time series with Wise at 6 games apiece. And Ivan Corbin had a career day, 378 passing yards and 4 touchdowns. Barton, who's in their second season since resurrecting the football program after a 68-year hiatus, logged their biggest win in school history. The Bulldogs defeated the Bulldogs in overtime, Wingate 26-20. They're led by a great running back, number 2 in the nation in rushing. He's Jordan Terrell. It's next. By a redshirt freshman running back, Jordan Terrell. He leads the nation, well, number 2 in the nation in rushing at 177.9 yards per contest. The Pioneers are led by the top passing quarterback in the league in Ivan Corbin. It's Chip Hester, it's Jerry Odom today. Joined by Joe Bird, as always, here from the booth as the Pioneers. We do welcome back the grads. Being a grad, you're kind of back here all the time anyway, so it's always fun for you. But today is a game in which Barton, they win last week against the Wingate Bulldogs, and I think what's interesting, they were beaten by 40-plus in the spring. I think if there's a team that has taken advantage of their spring season, I would say Barton took 100% full advantage to play all of those redshirt freshmen that are on that sideline.
Yeah, I mean, you take a look at the roster there, redshirt freshman, all these guys in there, put them in, get us some experience, and everything is really coming out to play. Coach Chip Hester, we're familiar with him from a long time ago, whenever he was at Catawba, so we know what he's capable of, and especially his style of play. He likes running backs. They've got a real good running back, and we very well could see a few, gimmick type plays be broken out here if things get tight down the line.
It is a team that is very disciplined and very sound. I'm talking about Barton. They have been very good, but they have been very opportunistic. And I think when you look at a team that is 4-3 in their first season after 68 years, the reason they've been pretty good is because they just don't turn the ball over.
No, you take a look at the Bulldogs. They're plus 11 in the turnover margin. That means they've gotten 11 more turnovers than they have given up. I think only about 3 interceptions, very few on the fumbles. They just do a really good job of going after the football.
Tusculum has been known as Tusculum Turnover University. Last week, Ivan drives it down, despite having the career game, still threw the pick in the end zone. Then follows that up with another interception. I think Ivan today has to be very sound, be very secure with the football against a team that's very opportunistic.
You really do. I mean, they've got guys that'll jump routes. They've got guys that will, just make massive hits, and they tackle the ball well on defense, force fumbles. So Tusculum has to take care of the football this afternoon.
Should be a good one. We're looking forward to it. Joe's back, homecoming. You have a good homecoming festivities today?
Yeah, I really did. I got a chance to march in and parade with my wife, Dr. Suzanne Bird, important member of the Tusculum faculty here. She's got a lot of these student athletes in her department, and they do a good job, so I was proud to go help her represent.
We're glad to be back. We're glad you're back with us as well. We thank our sponsors, and we get set for kickoff. Today it's Tusculum, it's Barton, the first ever meeting between these two schools. This is Pioneer Football on the Pioneer Sports Network. He'll be inducted into the Sports Hall of Fame here at Tusculum later with Brad Hawkins and Lydia Taylor-Pankey. Pioneers win the toss and they defer to the second half, so it'll be Barton who will be opening with the football to start this football game, led by their redshirt freshman quarterback Jaquan Lynch, as he's passed for 1,098 yards, 7 touchdowns, and he's rushed for 265 yards. And really, he is their rushing scorer, as he has scored 7 times with using his feet. But Terrell has been able to get into the end zone of late. 9 touchdowns, and he has scored 8 of those in the last 4 games. The one team that held him just around the century mark this year was Newberry. And Newberry was successful against the Barton Bulldogs. He still ran for 106 yards in that game. He's gone for 100 in every game this year, Joe, and twice he's gone for 200 yards. The Pioneers saw Dwayne McGee just 2 weeks ago, and he ran wild. We got another big challenge today.
They really do. I mean, you got to have guys, no matter what defensive scheme you have, you've got to have somebody, no matter what Terrell does, your job is just to shadow him.
So Durham and Johnson will be back deep to receive the kick by Gonzalez for the Pioneers. We'll welcome you back, the old grads, here to the old school, oldest in the state, Tusculum University. Gonzalez running up and foot to leather. We're underway, and glad you could be with us here today from Pioneer Field. From the 11-yard line, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and up to the 36-yard line on a good return to open up this football game for Barton's Hunter Little. So 1st and 10 for Barton, and here comes Chip Hester's Barton Bulldog rushing offense.
Barton Bulldogs located just kind of east of Raleigh and Wilson, North Carolina. I was taking a look at their roster here. A lot of homegrown talent on there. 100 guys dressed out here today. Only 5 are from outside the state of North Carolina.
Yeah, I mean, they do a really good job keeping a lot of those guys. And, you know, it's not transfers. It's not a lot of – this is truthfully redshirt freshmen. This is basically what there's some kids that may have left some D1 schools or some other Division II schools, but they've only left probably because, hey, Barton started a football team. I'll go play there. So first down and 10, Lynch will come under center, and you'll see that old school all day long. Terrell will get the first handoff of the game, and he's hit in the backfield, and he'll be dropped back for about a loss of about a yard. As Quahim Glasgow got through first, it'll bring up second down and 11.
Yeah, that just goes to show what we talked about earlier. You've got to have guys shadowing him no matter what. You figure he's on setback, he's going to get the ball, so just tackle him whether he has it or not.
Pioneers are really depleted on that defensive line, and I say that because no Nelson Luis today. That should be depletion enough. He is a guy that leads the league in sacks, coming into today with 2 more from a week ago. Lynch will come under center. It is basically 3 tight ends, and then coming from the outside and down the line to make another stop right at the line of scrimmage for the Pioneers will be Stevenson, who didn't play last week but had a great game against the Lenoir Bears.
Yeah, he did, and it was good to see him get back in the action here earlier today, coming off that far sideline as we're looking at it, rolling back in behind the line to make the tackle from behind.
Third down and 11 for Barton, and they've been pretty decent on third downs this season. They convert about 40% of the time. And the Pioneers have allowed teams to convert 40% of the time. And most of the conversions are these long third down and distance.
Right, and that's what we've got to not let happen here today at homecoming.
So Lynch will go out of the shotgun. He'll have Terrell to his right shoulder. Back to pass under some pressure, looking down the middle, and this ball is going to be, I think, caught. It is. In coverage was Raynell Killian, had a chance to pick it off, and taking it right away was Byers, a 6'2" wide receiver. He took it right away from Raynell Killian.
Yeah, Killian had his hands on the ball. I thought he was the one that was going to come down with it because he got between the quarterback and the receiver. And unfortunately, it was just a wrestling match, and he didn't win.
So Byers goes up, and he's not one of those guys he is the number 2 receiver, but that's only his 8th catch this year, if it gives you any indication. It was maximum protection and a dart thrown by Lynch, even though Killian should have picked it off. Now Terrell will get the handoff, and he's going to be brought down by Craig Watts back at the line of scrimmage, which is the 32-yard line. It'll bring up second down and 10 for maybe a half yard behind that.
You know, the Pioneers are doing a really good job keying in on Terrell. They're stopping these running plays. They gave up the silly 3rd and long again, and it shouldn't have been too hard to figure out what was going to happen because there was nobody in the backfield. Right. So it wasn't going to be a running play. They were going to throw the ball, and they got beat.
3 wideouts to the far side this time for the Barton Bulldogs. Tight end will line up to the left, and Terrell in the backfield. Under center will come Lynch for Barton. This will be a play-action bootleg, rolling the pocket, and he'll dump it off underneath 30. 26 and maybe down to the 25-yard line. A well-designed play. The Pioneers had it covered up pretty good, and they really did a nice job on the bootleg as the catch was made by Hunter Little. It'll be a 3rd down, about 3 at the 25.
Yeah, and I think you're probably looking at maybe 2 down territory for Barton right here because, you know, you're not in a real good spot for kicking, so Pioneers are going to have to come up big on a couple plays, I think.
Long on the year for the kicking team of Barton is 44, so they're just at that area right now. Terrell right up the middle. He's got some daylight. He has the 20, and he has it inside the 20 to the 18-yard line as Jermaine Witherspoon making that stop, and it'll move the chains 1st and 10 into the red zone for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Barton 2 for 2 in 3rd down conversions.
And 3rd down and 11 really hurt as Killian really thought he was going to make a play on that ball, and he tried to pick it off instead of knocking it down, and it kept the drive going. So here it is, 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line. And the Barton Bulldogs on the opening drive of the game. No score between these two. Barton wearing their white uniforms with their black football pants. Handed off to Terrell. He'll be wrapped up from behind and taken down after a gain of about a yard. And in there on that stop defensively for the Pioneers. Guys played well as Jordan Smith, a redshirt freshman out of Sanford, Florida.
Right there. Another stop, 2nd down, and going to be 9 here for the Bulldogs. Taking their time, just getting the play in from the sideline.
Averaging about 30, almost 32 minutes time of possession per game is Barton. And Tusculum, one of the top scoring teams, not only in the conference, but in the country. They score in short amount of time. They're kind of an explosion, quick hitting type team. 2nd down and 9. This will be a straight handoff Terrell, and he's going to be wrapped up and taken down after a gain of a yard, maybe to the 17-yard line. Again, there's Craig Watts, and he got some help from Jermaine Witherspoon. It's 3rd down.
3rd down. Barton's been good so far on this drive, 2 for 2, and it got another 3rd down and long, so it'd be nice to see a stop here from the Pioneers.
Lynch 2 for 2 himself, 39 yards so far today. And of course, the long pass, Nate Byers, the 32-yard pickup on a 3rd down and 11. It puts them here inside the 20. Chip Hester not afraid to kick it. His kicking team this year 7 for 10. A little better field position for them right now. Lynch to pass out of the gun. Pass across the middle is going to be broken up and incomplete. And as a matter of fact, that pass was intended for his tight end, Jack White, who has not been very involved in the offense this season. None of the wide receivers have. It'll be 4th down.
I'm not so sure the Pioneers might not have got a little help from the umpire right there. It was very close. It wasn't a pick, but it was a visual screen. I don't know that the tight end could actually see the quarterback that the ball was coming to him until it was too late.
So Jackson Brooks will be on to attempt the the field goal, and it would be a 34-yard attempt from the near hash going right to left on your radio dial or towards the baseball complex. Snap, hold, and kick is pulled. It's no good. So the Pioneers turn away the Bulldogs to open up this game on the opening drive. A missed 34-yard field goal gives the Pioneers the ball at the 24.
Good result for the Pioneers here. It was a little questionable on a couple plays they gave up, but as it is, it's still scoreless. And I'm probably certain in saying that is the longest possession drive to open a game that we've seen all year.
Yeah, very good chance, for sure.
5 minutes and a 14-second drive that Barton was able to burn off the clock.
I was trying to go back. I think Wingate may have had – they had the short field, but it seems like it just took him forever. I don't think it was 5 minutes. May have been 4. Either way, Pioneers have 0 on the scoreboard and their first drive as the defense keeps 0 on the scoreboard for Barton. 1st and 10 with the ball at the 20. This will be a quick receiver screen, complete near side. This will be sweeper to 25. He'll take it up near the 30-yard line. Got a bit of a block from Derek Wright, and if they put it on the number they do, it's a 10-yard gain. It's a 1st and 10.
1st and 10 for the Pioneers, moving the chains. They're wanting to go quick. They're already set up over the ball.
I don't know if it could have been a better day to play football. Chamber of Commerce type day here in Upper East Tennessee in the mountains. It is gorgeous. 1st down and 10, and the handoff right up the middle for the Pioneers as Gamillion gets the opening carry from Ivan Corbin, and he'll carry for 5 yards. It'll bring up 2nd down and 5 for the Pioneers.
Very sunny. It's not too hot. A few little wispy clouds here and there, but overall, like I say, it's a beautiful day. That's what's great about October football in East Tennessee.
2nd down, 5 for Tusculum. Under 9 to play opening quarter. Corbin to pass, looking across the middle. He's got a man. It'll be complete and spinning away from 1 and maybe getting it up to near the 39-yard line. It's going to be Gamillion. I think they've given him the chalk, which is the 40, which is a 1st and 10. Perry and Smith there on the stop, and a penalty flag was thrown. And it came well after the play in the Pioneer backfield for Tusculum saying something.
Number 69, 15-yard penalty. 1st down.
And an unsportsmanlike penalty against Theobald is who they have called. It's a 15-yarder back to the and back we go, back to the 25.
So it's going to be as a dead ball, but Pioneers got the yardage, got the 1st down, and then that's going to back them up.
Whatever the magic word was, that was it. There was something that was said there. That was so far after the play.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Pioneers 1st and 10 back at the 25-yard line on the dead ball penalty. And they were going positively, and now you back them up a little bit. This will be Corbin, a pin and pull at the 30, 32, and up to the 35-yard line. It'll move the chains. There is the team's leading tackler, 63 tackles coming in. That's Shane Perry from Holly Springs, North Carolina.
Whatever the penalty had, it had to be something was said, whether it was said to the referee, whether it was said across the line, because there weren't any players engaged in each other. They weren't even near each other, and then you just see the flag pop out.
Yeah, it's just kind of was so random. But it was the right word. This is going to be Corbin, another quarterback keeper running right side. He was tripped up by Perry. He was finished off on the play by linebacker J.L. Ledbetter out of Sanford, North Carolina. 2nd down and 7.
only pick up a 3 there. That's one of the weaker plays that the Pioneers have had so far this afternoon.
So no score. The first drive of the game for the Pioneers as we go under 8 minutes to play here in this opening quarter. If you're just joining us, Barton missing a 34-yard field goal to open up their drive, but which went over 5 minutes to open the game. Little pass dump down is going to be caught, I think, by Gamillion. He juggled it and then was able to catch it, and they'll give him the 39-yard line, so it'll be a gain of about a yard. And it is 3rd down and 6 coming up for the Pioneers.
Pioneers need to break off another good one here and get them a first down. They've had about 3 this drive, I think, or 4 really, but unfortunately they've still got to midfield.
Well, Shane Perry's going to go out of the game. He goes out limping. I was getting ready to say, I bet you that never happens, but he is out of the game right now. Their second leading tackler is their free safety, and that being Kendarius Jenkins, and he has really not yet been challenged as Corbin has not gone down the field. 5 seconds on the play clock as the Pioneers face 3rd down and 6 from the 39. Play action pass. Corbin to pass deep, looking for Wright, and it's incomplete. A little bit off. Wright was breaking free at the Barton 39-yard line, but the pass is incomplete. It's 4th and 6, and we'll see Hunter Cantrell come out for Tusculum. Hunter, because I saw Hunter earlier today. This being Andrew Cantrell.
That family legacy,
yeah,
it's hard to keep them straight.
Oh my! But I should be able to keep it straight. Hunter is a massive person. Like he's big. I realize how big he was. He was always that way here. Andrew Cantrell to punt the ball away, averaging 40 yards of punt this season. Good snap, and this one a good punt. Very high. Fair catch will be asked for and made at the 17-yard line. That fair catch brought in by Anton Popov. And that is where Barton will take over 1st and 10. Cantrell had a bad punt last week, gave Wise great position and a touchdown, but boy, he responded with a 47-yard boot after that. Timeout on the field. We'll take it and return in 1 minute here from Pioneer Field. 6:46 to play here in the opening quarter. It's Tusculum 0 and Barton 0 on the Pioneer Sports Network. Ends on an Andrew Cantrell punt of 42 yards and no return. After the Pioneers had something going offensively, a 15-yard unsportsmanlike penalty called against Andrew Theobald backed us up to the 25, and even though we didn't go backwards, it kind of stalled out the drive.
It stalled out. Went from picking up big chunks at a time to a few short plays and a punt.
So here comes the Bulldogs, their second possession. We'll see if there's just a little bit of a wrinkle here on this one. Lynch will hand it off Terrell. He is hitting the backfield, and he spins away from the tackle. And again, we're going to like this young man, I think, going forward in the future. That's Ernest Johnson III, true freshman out of Miami, Florida. He's going to be playing a lot. Jahad Russ is banged up today, so we'll see Ernest Johnson a lot. He's the first man there that slowed down Terrell. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, good stop there. If you can hold him to 1 yard on that first down, that's a good play for your defense.
Stevenson out. Raynell Killian will come in, so throw in that extra secondary guy. John Smith out there with Jermaine Witherspoon, Ty Corey and Brown, and a chance to meet this week Jordan Taylor. They call it Taylor Island, or he's called Sturdy, the right corner to this near sideline. Play action, rolling the pocket, coming to the near side is going to be Lynch, and he's just outrunning the defense across the 25 and up to the 26-yard line. So it's going to be 3rd down and 2, and that's the thing Jerry Odom did not want to see. The quarterback breaking contain, and instead of throwing it, just using his legs to pick up yards.
He is the second leading rusher on his team coming into the game. He had 55 carries, averaging 4.8 yards per touch.
So 3rd down and 2 coming up for the Bulldogs. Pioneers gave up a 3rd down and 11 and a 3rd down and 2 on that last drive. It did not give up 3rd down and 6. So here it is, 3rd and 2 with Terrell on the right shoulder of Lynch. He'll bring a man in motion across the formation, line up in the shotgun. With the snap, rolls the pocket to the right side. Looking, he'll take off, he'll throw it late, and it's incomplete. A tough decision. He had a man open as he was looking down the field for Hunter Little, but the pass is incomplete behind his target, under some pressure as he was rolling the pocket, and it's 4th down.
4th down, Barton bringing on his punt unit, and they're not even really going to try back here at the back.
So we'll see the punt team for the first time today for Barton. It'll be Jaden Lewis. About 38 yards of punt for him. Or will it be Jaden Lewis? We'll check. It is. Lewis, the redshirt freshman out of Pine Tops, North Carolina. Will stand back deep. And deep for the Pioneers, I think it is Derek Wright. Snap is a good one. And the punt is not. It's shanked off the side of the foot. It will hit at the Barton 34 and die at the 34. It'll be a punt of about 5 yards.
Great field position for the Pioneers here. If they can start this the same way they started that first drive, might be able to put some points on the board.
Pioneers came out with a lot of eye candy and getting a lot of stuff done right at the line of scrimmage, running it up the middle, passing it right at the line of scrimmage, and then the one downfield pass was incomplete on 3rd down and 6. So here comes Ivan Corbin, the conference's top passer coming into today. He leads the league in both total offense at 283 yards per game and passing yards per game at 252 passing yards per contest. And in total passing yards this year, 1,789 yards. Fake the jet sweep toss and go deep and got a man. Will Sweeper incomplete. Sweeper just didn't run through it. He went down to make the catch. The former Catawba Indian and the grad transfer incomplete, and it's 2nd and 10. That was a great throw.
Yeah, it really was. Ivan Corbin threaded a needle there. Sweeper was on target. I really couldn't see how far away he was because his back was blocking the ball from me, but it looks like if he would have just stayed to his feet and ran through, he would have been on target.
Yeah, we noticed that it's Wingate. He kind of slowed down at the Wingate game and had one go just off his fingertips. So here it is, 2nd and 10 at the Barton 33. Corbin steps up in the pocket. He's going to take off. He'll cut at the 30, 25, breaks a tackle at the 20, ducks under a tackle at the 15, and takes it down to the 14. 1st and 10 for the Pioneers. George Brown actually on the stop is... Yeah, actually on that stop I was getting ready to say, that's not a quarterback. That's Derek Behringer, and it's going to bring up 1st and 10 for the Pioneers.
It was a tackle-breaking, stumbling run by Corbin and picked up the first.
Stumbling all the way down inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. Corbin this time is going to hand it off right up the middle. Courtney Jackson with a great, powerful run right up the middle into the end zone. Touchdown, Pioneers. Touchdown, Courtney Jackson, as he touches pay dirt from 14 yards. And this should be a targeting against the Barton Bulldogs as they hit Jackson right in the helmet. I can't see how this would be a penalty against Jackson.
It come from the back judge who was standing right by the goalpost, and the penalty flag landed out at about the 3, and they waved it off.
There is no flag for targeting.
It is targeting, but it is targeting because you could see it from here. I know he's not a defenseless runner, but you still can't lead with the crown of your helmet. But it's a touchdown for Courtney Jackson. We had targeting last week, a deserved targeting last week. That one as well. I'm sorry. It's a good call by that back judge. He was talked out of that penalty. So Pittman to attempt the point. Curry to snap it. Ooh, it's a high snap. The hold is down. The kick is up, and the kick is good. We go to a break. Tusculum takes advantage of some good field position on a bad punt. 4:34 to play here in this opening quarter, where it's Tusculum 7 and Barton 0. Pioneer football continues after this on the Pioneer Sports Network. Field position because of a bad punt, a great field position for them. 3 plays, 32 yards and took 37 seconds off of the clock. And it was the 14-yard run by Courtney Jackson, who got into the end zone for Tusculum for his 6th rushing touchdown this season. Ivan Corbin also an 18-yard run, setting up that play after they went to the end zone on the first pass into the end zone that was incomplete. So the Pioneers on the board after the Pittman point after. And I know that you're skittish about targeting. I know in Division II it has to be clear cut. That was very close to being very clear cut. Gonzalez to kick it away. Angling it to the far sideline for Hunter Little, who fields it at the 8, 10, 15, 20, 25, and up to the 30, to the 32-yard line before he will finally be brought down there. One of the special teamers, Billy Weekley, there on the stop, the redshirt freshman out of Gallatin, Tennessee. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. They're down 7-0.
Barton doing a good job on 2 kickoff returns, getting some solid returns.
Up at the 32-yard line. It says it was going to be Durham and Johnson, but they've gone with Hunter Little. It's always funny in those 2 deeps. Coaches don't always. This guy looks like he could do it, but it's not. Pioneers again, leading 7-0. So it'll be Jaquan Lynch out of Rocky Mount, North Carolina, who will come under center at Old School. Coming under center. Send a man in motion, still handed off to Terrell, running it up the middle, bouncing it outside across the 35 and up near the 38-yard line. Brought down by Jordan Taylor and Craig Watts. It'll be a gain of close to 6, 2nd down and 4.
Terrell going into the line, making a cut, coming to the outside here, near sideline as we see it, and able to get around the end of the line and pick up the yardage.
Mass substitutions bring in the tight ends a little extra. They'll use and utilize 3 tight ends, and they have that in right now. And the one wideout is Nate Byers. He's lined up to the near side. Terrell in the backfield behind Lynch under center. They'll toss it right side behind those tight ends, and this will be Terrell, and for not much. Maybe the line of scrimmage, and a good penetration that time by the Pioneers. I think that was Stevenson again. It'll bring up 3rd down and 4.
Yeah, just ran right into a big wall of those orange jerseys Tusculum's wearing today.
Love about a Jerry Odom-led defense is he schemes, and he wants to take away what you do best. And what they do best is hand it off to number 1. And to this point, with 3:20 left in the opening quarter, not a bad job by that defense. Lynch will come out of the shotgun this time. 2 wideouts to the near side. Looking for the screen out of the backfield. It's going to be complete. The Pioneers are ready for it and for a stop. A loss of 3 on the play. That's sturdy. Jordan Taylor with the stop. It'll be 4th down and 7.
Good stop here for the Pioneers. They need to get off the field, quit jacking their jaws, and do something. They're going to get a penalty again.
Malcolm Wilson is right out of where Chip Hester used to coach, Salisbury, North Carolina. He stole him right out of the backyard of Catawba College. So 4th down and 7, and after a 6-yard punt the first time, Derek Wright will drift back and stand at the 30. And getting set to punt this one away, again, Jackson Brooks, 5'11" junior. Snap is high and over his head. It will roll inside the 10. It's down at the 5. He's down at the 4, and he is tackled at the 3. The Pioneers 1st and goal at the 4-yard line.
Right there, defense set up the last one on a punt, and special teams has got the Pioneers in really great shape right here. Looks like they're going to wind up, well, where they're going to spot it.
They had him they downed him at the 2, but he had it near the 4, and they're going to say the 3. So they split the difference.
Just split the difference, and now it's going to be at the 4 again.
Now they moved it back to the 4. So the referee's going to move back to the 4. The lollipop is at the 3, and now they're moving everything.
Yeah, you don't need the chain on this one.
1st and goal for the Pioneers, leading 7-0. Snap, handoff, Gamillion up the middle, and he's down at about the 2-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and goal from the 2 for the Pioneers. Maurice Gamillion is approaching a milestone for his career. We've been talking about it for a long time, but he needs just about 121 rushing yards to become the 13th Pioneer to go for 1,000 rushing yards for a career. Been stuck on that for a few weeks. 2nd and goal. Corbin is sacked. He is brought down back at the 8-yard line. And running off the field after the tackle is J.D. Ledbetter, and I think he's injured himself. It is second and goal pass, no good. And the troubles continue. Special teams, it's been a struggle for Barton. That's why the Pioneers have 13 points. A 6-yard punt and then a snap that goes over the punter's head. We go to a break. Your new score. Tusculum 13 and Barton 0. Pioneer football will continue after this on the Pioneer Sports Network. Touchdown toss to Tyler Berg for his second receiving touchdown this year. The 12th touchdown toss made by Ivan Corbin, and the Pioneers lead 13-0 after the missed extra point.
Yeah, it's tough when you're in that situation. You kick the extra point and hit the upright that dampens your spirits after a good offensive set.
Gonzalez kicking it, Little fielding it at the 8, 10, 15, 20, and is down at about the 22-yard line. He was able to get to the 22 and then driven straight backwards. And that's Markel Clark, the senior from Murfreesboro out of Antioch High School.
Best defensive starting field position after a kickoff for the Pioneers. The last couple, Barton have been able to run up between the 30 and 35 or so, and now they're pinned back at their own 20.
Well, the attention,
22.
Yeah, sorry. The attention to detail by the Pioneers today has been very good to start this game. But Joe, you and I have seen the Pioneers all season long. They get a couple of score leads. They've kind of squandered a few this year. I think of the Shawan game. I think of the Lenore Ride game. It was just a struggle there in those contests to hold the lead. And against Limestone, it was interesting because they had a big lead, and you allowed them to get back into it. So very interesting. See if the Pioneers can continue to be that very sound defensive team. This will be Little, or I should say Jaquan Lynch, and he was looking deep for Nate Byers. That'll be incomplete. He was overthrown the target by more than 10 yards. He thought there was pass interference, and I will say this about Byers. He was at least slowed up. It's that professional get in your way and slow you down.
You know, it was just a little bit of a, feet got together, tangle up, but there was no way that football was ever going to be caught by anybody.
Yeah. Second down and 10 for Barton, down 13-0. Chip Hester yelling at the back judge, asking him, what did you see there? I love how Chip argues. It's just, hey, what did you see there? It may have been holding. And the official says, okay, thanks, guys. It's never showing you up. Play action. This is going to be Lynch under some pressure, and he throws it away incomplete. The Pioneers have not bought into this bootleg play action today, and that's Stevenson, and he was right on top of the play for the Pioneers, forcing the bad pass by Lynch. It's third down.
Pioneers chased him down so much it came out of his shoe.
Yeah. And we must keep in mind, this is a scheduling alliance game. It is not a conference game today for the Pioneers. But Barton is playing 9 schools out of the South Atlantic Conference.
Maybe setting up for the future.
Exactly. There's a good chance. Now, they are a long way away. They will play Wise to end the year. Think about that. They are playing UVA Wise to end the year. And there is a timeout here, but because I love talking travel distance and how to get to places. It's not as long as you may think. If you drive 77 to 81 and then get off at Abingdon and go across. The problem is it's a very windy road. So it depends on how Barton will go to Wise at the end of the season. But it's like we always say, we never want to end the year at Wingate.
No.
And I can't believe they're ending the year on a road trip to Wise.
Well, at least hopefully, haven't looked at your schedule that closely. Hopefully it is an afternoon game and not Wingate, making us go down there and end on a night game.
It does say 2 o'clock. Speaking of Wise, glad to see them being handled today by Wingate. It's 41-13. As the Wingate Bulldogs have apparently rebounded from their tough loss they had last week to Barton. And again, A Wingate team that defeated Barton back in the spring and did so by almost 50 points. It was just a blowout. But again, it was the first few games for the Barton Bulldogs, getting them out there on the field. I don't think any team took a better advantage of their spring season than Barton, and proof in the pudding last week by defeating Wingate.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, come back and knock off somebody that was really on a roll, nationally ranked team, somebody that, we could have knocked them off earlier, but unfortunately didn't. But that's a signature win here for this young team.
3rd down and 10 out of the Chip Hester call timeout for the Bulldogs. Under pressure on the blitz, Lynch sacked. Brought down back inside the 15 at the 14-yard line by Ryan McIntyre, and the Pioneers have forced a 4th and 17.
Another big stop for the Pioneers. May put some pressure on the punter again. Of course, the last one, I don't know that it was really on the punter as much as it was the center snapping the ball over the punter's head, but just keep that pressure up.
So snapping for the Barton Bulldogs is going to be Hayden Scott, redshirt freshman from Manteo, North Carolina. And again, Jaden Lewis, this time standing with his heels on the goal line. Has to be good here. And Lewis, not a very big dude. 5'7". Good snap here, and he gets away the punt. This will be fielded by Wright at the Pioneer 45. Wright to the 50 and taken down at the 48. There is a penalty flag that is thrown down, and this kind of my key to victory. Return a punt today. Not for a touchdown, but for maybe 5, 6, 7 yards. Don't let it hit the ground and roll out 22 yards. Yeah. But here, we're going to get a hold, back us up 10 yards.
So
potentially.
No indication yet exactly who it's going to be on. I didn't see any kind of face mask against the defense or anything, so that's generally going to be the case that it goes against the return team.
It sure has taken a long time to sort it out. Pioneers have an unsportsmanlike penalty on their opening drive.
Illegal blocking back. Return team, number 3. 2-yard penalty from that.
The 10-yard penalty will back up the Pioneers to about the 43-yard line.
Be the second penalty for a total of 25 yards against Tusculum.
And that is the end of the first quarter. We go to the second quarter with your score. It's Tusculum 13, Barton 0. Pioneer football will continue. Welcome back, old grads, to Homecoming 2021 here on the Pioneer Sports Network.
It's fine. It'll be okay, okay? Nobody cares about the flowers. Who needs flowers at a wedding?
At Ingalls, we know that the best of plans don't always go according to plan.
My best friend's getting married today and the florist never showed.
That's why we're always there when you need us.
What are their colors?
Purple and cream.
With smiling faces and helping hands.
No one cares. No one cares. You will look great. Flowers are not important. And where is Holly? Have anyone seen Holly?
And although life will be predictably unpredictable,
Let's get you to that wedding.
a curveball is that much more satisfying
I got the flowers!
when you knock it out of the park.
Oh my gosh, it's awesome!
So when the plan goes out the window and improvisation becomes the order of the day, just remember, that's where the best of memories are made.
All right, they're ready for us.
True story. Ingalls, all the ingredients for family.
Play action pass, rolling the pocket, looking downfield. We'll throw this one out of play.
In that situation right there, I think he could have at least gotten 3 or 4 yards if he would have just tucked it and ran. He was in a pretty good spot. He wouldn't have gone a long way, but I do think he could have at least done better than just thrown it away.
I do apologize for some of the technical difficulties. Apparently experiencing some type of a surge here on campus with whatever may or may not be happening. 2nd down and 10 for the Pioneers. Courtney Jackson in the backfield. They will hand it off to him. He stumbles, but corrects that. Runs it right up the middle across the 45-50 into Barton territory and down at the 48-yard line. Taken down by Kendarius Jenkins. And it will bring up a 3rd down and about a yard.
Brian looking around the South Atlantic Conference. Other games in progress. Number 18, Wingate on the road at UVA Wise. Bulldogs leading that 41-13 in the 4th quarter. Mars Hills home at Catawba. The Lions winning 14-0 at the half. And at the end of the first quarter, Lenore Ryan hosting Limestone, leading 10-0.
Third down and a yard for the Pioneers. Jackson is on the left shoulder of Corbin. They're going to pass. Looking, and Corbin is going to fire it deep and into double coverage for his target, and it's going to be caught. Touchdown Pioneers. Touchdown Jackson Boone from Ivan Corbin.
I honestly thought that Ivan Corbin had thrown the ball out the back of the end zone. So that's how much air he put in that thing.
A penalty was on Barton, and Ivan Corbin on third down and a yard. A rainbow bomb perfectly thrown to Jackson Boone, and Boone with his first career score. The true freshman out of Riverview, Florida, has a very bright and promising career here at Tusculum, and what a throw by Ivan Corbin, and the Pioneers have jumped all over the Bulldogs. Pittman's point is up, and this one is good. We go to a break, 57 seconds into the second quarter. It's now Tusculum 20 and Barton 0. Pioneer football continues after this on the Pioneer Sports Network. The 48-yard bomb to Jackson Boone from Ivan Corbin. Corbin, his second touchdown toss of the game, his 13th of the season, and the leading passer in the league. Adding to those numbers, he is 5 of 8 and add 48 yards now after that touchdown. 73 yards on the day, those two scores, and the Pioneers lead at 20-0. Gonzalez to kick it, again near side. Little fields it at the 9, 10. Near middle return, 15. Hit, losing the football. It's loose, and the Pioneers were there, but I think Barton was able to hang on to it.
It was able to bounce back, and Barton was the ones who jumped on it as number 22, Malcolm Wilson Jr.
So here comes the Pioneer defense up 20-0 on Barton. And again, their year, they were not ever in the game against Newberry. Newberry did a great job against Barton. That was the first game of the year. They beat Erskine, okay. They lost to Catawba 17-10. They defeated, and I think the game that just opened up my eye, they blew out Limestone. Yeah. It was a 45-7 game. They beat Carson Newman, and at the time we were really going, well, what's going on with Carson Newman? Yeah. And we thought, well, that's a great win because it's the name. They beat Carson Newman. And then they lost by 8 to Mars Hill. And they've really done some really good things. And then last week, the signature win. Well, the Pioneers today have been very attention to detail and have been very good, especially defensively. This will be a handoff, and running it right up the middle. And again, for the nation's number 2 rusher, Terrell will take it across the 20 and make it up to about the 23-yard line. So about a gain of 4, maybe 5. It's second down and 6.
You mentioned Carson Newman. The Eagles are winless, 0-6 this year, 0-5 in the South Atlantic Conference. Might not get any better for them today on the road with a 4 p.m. kickoff at Conference hopeful Newberry.
Yeah, Newberry's, they're just solid. I know they suffered a loss early this season, but, man, they're solid.
Yeah, it's the one game that Tusculum really hasn't been in with a chance to win.
Bootleg play action. Lynch is going to let it fly deep. The Pioneers defending it nicely as Lynch throws it 3 yards out of bounds. The pass was intended for a speedy target, Cameron Johnson, the redshirt freshman, also out of Rocky Mount, North Carolina. Going to bring up third down and 6. You got to do that. You're Chip Hester. You have to take shots down the field because you have got to get your running back a chance to get some holes and run the game. You got to loosen up that front line.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what you got to try to do just to get your offense something going on.
So here it is, 20-0. Barton facing a third down and 6. Their opening drive went into the Pioneer red zone, aided by a 32-yard pass play. Lynch Back to pass here, under pressure, throwing it far side, incomplete. This pass was intended for Byers, and Tusculum has really mixed it up on the young quarterback, and he has had the kitchen sink thrown at him here in this opening half. It's incomplete, and it's 4th down.
Wide receiver was covered, but in the right spot. Wide receiver cut back to the inside of the field. Quarterback threw the ball to the sideline, and that's forcing Barton's punt team to be back on.
Jaden Lewis will be out for Barton at the end of that first quarter. In the first quarter, 2 punts, a 45-yard average. One went over his head. A 22.5-yard average, pardon me. Had one of 7 yards, one of 39. Snap, a good one. Lewis takes a little bit of an extra step. It's a spiral punt, line drive, fielded at the 40 by right. Near side, 45, and they'll take it up to the 47. And, you know, again, I'm okay with this. I said just return some punt. It didn't have to be for a touchdown, but just get 5 yards on a return.
They're trying, you know, better baby steps than what we've seen.
So it's nice to see that. 1st and 10 for the Pioneers, and they've had field position. And again, that's another thing. They've had field position all game.
They really have. The offense has done a good job getting them in field position. Defense and special teams have done a good job getting the Pioneers in field position.
127 yards of offense for the Pioneers to just now 23 for Barton, and a lot of that is the rushing game on the bad snap on the punt. That's kind of what we know all about, those bad snaps on punts. College of Faith.
We have seen that certainly.
1st and 10, handoff here, and this running near side is going to be Courtney Jackson. Breaks it at the 45-40. 35 and inside the 35, near sideline run, out of bounds at the 34-yard line. That's Maurice Gamillion who gets the longest rush so far of the game.
Slashing run for Gamillion there, making his way up to the line, cutting back out, and then finally getting over here to the sideline and picking up the 1st down.
1st and 10, the Pioneers want to go quick. The orange socks worn today by Ivan Corbin all the way up to the knee. Gets the snap and hands it off to Gamillion. This time running right side at the far hash at the 30, 25, and to the 24. There are about 12 flags that have been thrown on the play, and this will likely be a hold going against us.
Yeah, I think everybody saw that one.
I saw a napkin going up into the air. I think the fans were throwing flags on the play. Gamillion broke to daylight, and there was a big reason for it, holding against Tusculum.
Don't want to talk about fans throwing things after last week down in Knoxville.
Holy cow. I like the, what was it, the saying today I saw from Josh Heupel himself. Tell Saban we're coming, and we're bringing the mustard with us. So this will back up the Pioneers inside the 45 to the Barton 42-yard line, actually, just beyond the 40 to the 42. 2nd down on a spot foul. 2nd down, actually 1st down and 18, sorry. 1st and 18. Gamillion, who will stay out after that 19-yard run. This time they'll run an end around, flea flicker, throw back to the same guys, complete. It's Schellenbach inside the 10, inside the 5. Will Schellenbach back-to-back weeks into the end zone. Touchdown Pioneers. Touchdown Will Schellenbach.
That certainly, if any kind of trick is in the book, they used it all on that one play, and it paid off with a big touchdown for the Pioneers.
How about the throw from Corbin? The Schellenbach in stride,
just
covered.
I mean, talk about the timing of that play. Everything had to be just so perfect.
It was a handoff to Gamillion. He gave it to the wide receiver on the reverse, who then flicked it back to Corbin, who throws a dime to the far sideline to Schellenbach, who takes it in from to the end zone from 42 yards. And the Pioneers are pounding the Bulldogs. 11:55 to play here in this opening half. Your new score, Tusculum 27 and Barton 0. Pioneer football continues after this on the Pioneer Sports Network.
The first date. Only one chance to make that first impression. Don't worry, this might be new for you, but Ingalls has been there before. From flowers to the freshest ingredients, we have everything you need to put your best foot forward.
I'm so sorry.
Remember, you can't get to happily ever after without once upon a time.
Wow, it's funny running into you.
Ingalls, all the ingredients for family.
Being a champion.
Johnson's
City Toyota is the #1 Toyota dealership in the Tri-Cities because we make buying simple. First, we discount every vehicle every day, and we stand behind what we sell with a lifetime warranty. For more, simply go to johnsoncitytoyota.com.
So we welcome you back into Pioneer Field, where the Pioneers lead 27-0. 3 plays, 53 yards, 55 seconds off the clock. Joe, here's the drives. 37 seconds, a minute 11, 57 seconds, 55 seconds. There's a reason that we don't have a lot of time of possession. We score very, very quickly.
Yeah, that doesn't add up to Barton's first possession total.
Yeah. Their first possession total, as Joe had already talked about, went over 5 minutes. In this one, Will Schellenbach, boy, he has been very good. That's his second touchdown. That's just his 6th catch of the year, but he's been very solid for the Pioneers. Kickoff, and from the 12 is Little. He fumbled it his last time. The Pioneers have been very good on kick coverage today, and the Pioneers make a stop here. And there on that stop is Jamari Hill. So from the 21, maybe the 22-yard line is where Barton will take over. And for a running football team where you want to take time off the clock, you're down 27-0.
Yeah, and right now Barton certainly got their work cut out for them, and the Pioneers just have to keep pressure up the way they're going. But I want to talk about Gonzalez. He's kicked off 5 times here today, and all 5 of them he has dropped right on the numbers of the 10-yard as to his left, so different time. Accuracy, very good.
Yeah, it's very good today, yeah.
Or I don't know if it's accuracy or just consistency. He kicks it that way, whether he intends to or not, that's where it's going to go.
Lynch under center. Terrell is in the backfield, the lone setback. And they throw the receiver screen complete at the 19-20, 25-30, 35-40. Look at that speed. And just blowing down the sideline, but apparently stepping out of bounds. Cameron Johnson, once he broke the tackle, he was gone. No one was going to catch him, but he stepped out of bounds after a gain of about 12.
It did get to first down. He got some good blocking help there. He was able to jump up and get the football and move the change for the Bulldogs.
He was blowing by everybody. And he broke that tackle, and he was to the house. So I was talking about you need some big playability. Number 10's a pretty good pick for Barton. Again, those 3 tight ends in the game for Barton. Terrell in the backfield. They give it to him, running it right up the middle for nothing. Quaheen Glasgow says, come here. And we'll bring him down for a loss on the play of a yard. No, they're going to give him the line of scrimmage. So second down, about 10.5.
But good stop there again. Pioneers got burned on the big pass play, which obviously Barton's doing its job still. They're not giving up, so Pioneers can't do it either.
Lynch, 4 for 10 passing, 48 yards, and that one would have been for about an 80-yarder. But again, Johnson stepped out of bounds. Corbin is 6 of 9 passing, 115 yards and 3 touchdowns. Under center is Lynch. Terrell, and they'll run the screen to the near side this time, 35 to Johnson. He gets out of bounds 40, and he'll have another first down, I think, depending on where they place it. And if it is the 44, it is a 1st and 10, and it is.
Coach Odom talking to officials right there because, I mean, you want to talk about holding.
Tycora and Brown, yeah.
It wouldn't have prevented the catch and, still a reasonable gain, but it certainly might have prevented the first down if it wasn't that bad.
I think Tycorian was there to make the play, and he couldn't. So, again, that big beef set. And left side is Nate Byers, and lining up to this right side, Jackson Pearl. Or I should say Pearl, as it is. Under center, Lynch hands it off to Terrell. He gets the 45. He is wrapped up at the line of scrimmage as Tycorian Brown comes from his corner position on this near sideline. As they run from the near hash, it'll be second down and 9.
He wasn't held on that play. He did a good job flying in to make the tackle.
So 27-0 Tusculum. Barton scrimmaging from their 45. This is their best series since the opening series of the game when they drove it inside the 20 to the Pioneer 18. It stalled, and they missed a 34-yard field goal. And the Pioneers took over. They had to punt, but a bad punt set up the Pioneers in great position. Then a bad snap gave the Pioneers another score. And the Pioneers have just continued to ride that momentum. delay of game against Barton here, and I don't think Chip Hester realized it was running down. But the young quarterback, and everybody's there was 22 guys within 6 yards of the football right there.
Yeah, there really was. I mean, and actually, I guess they got the timeout called.
So the side judge did give them the timeout. Just a reminder, Mondays, every Monday following Pioneer Football Saturdays, it's the Pioneer Football Show with Jerry Odom. We're live at Applebee's here in Greenville beginning at 7 o'clock. Each and every Monday, come enjoy appetizer specials from 3 to 7 and late nights at the restaurant through the week. And enjoy lunch specials Monday through Friday. They've got 10 meals, I should say 9 meals, under $10. That's at Applebee's in Greenville. Proud supporter of Pioneer Athletics and proud provider of the football luncheon that Joe and I enjoy each and every week. That's Applebee's in Greenville.
Had some cheese sticks today.
But thanks to John Gregory and all the folks at Applebee's for their fine support. And we will see them on Monday as well. Joe and I are on the road for the next 2 weeks as the Pioneers travel to Chip Hester's former employer, Catawba. That'll be next weekend, Halloween weekend, and then at Mars Hill before coming home to Carson Newman Senior Day, November 13th. And we're thinking about there's not going to be many seniors that'll be walking here for Tusculum.
Got some new scores in, and I'll give you those after this play, Brian.
2nd down and 9 out of the Barton timeout. Lynch will come out of the gun, looking to pass. Across the middle, the pass will be complete to Johnson, but very short gain up to the 49-yard line. Raynell Killian with the stop. It's 3rd down.
2 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Number 18, Wingate at UVA-Wise. Bulldogs lead 48-21. Mars Hill's home to Catawba, leading 21-7 in the 3rd. And Lorraine is now up 17-0 over Limestone in the 2nd.
3rd down and 5 at the 49-yard line for Barton, as they will sub out 2 wide receivers and bring in 2 tight ends. And they will leave Nate Byers in as a wideout. He is lined up to the near side. They actually are a bunch stack set to this near side. And this will be Lynch to pass, and he's just going to be under pressure. He's got happy feet. The Pioneers are doing a good job today, not allowing him to escape the pocket and be a running quarterback. And they are forcing him to throw from the pocket, and it is forcing him to make some bad throws, and it's 4th down.
Well, and there we talked coming into the game, he is the Barton Bulldogs' 2nd leading rusher after Carroll. So being able to contain him certainly is going to do your team very well.
So 4th down, and it'll be not punt formation, but it's almost as if they're bringing in the backup quarterback, Tyler Flippin, and a false start against Barton. And it was probably would have been a short kick, or a quick kick is what they call it, but from a shotgun formation.
And now you've got everybody looking over the sideline to Coach Hester saying, well, are we going to keep the same play, or are we going to try something different? You're going to bring on the actual punter now that you're at 4th and 10.
Jaquez Durham is into the game. He's in the slot to the near side. Johnson to this near side. And Byers is not out there. It's a little deeper shotgun. That's why I said, hey, it's a quick kick. And that's the best punt of the day for Barton. It hits at the 15. It stays in play and dies at the 10. You know what? I'd almost just do that.
Yeah, it certainly did a whole lot better. Didn't have to worry about the snap over anybody's head. You didn't have to worry about a return.
So the punt goes 41 yards, no return. And it was perfectly placed near side. Nobody back deep to return because they lined up in an offensive formation, basically just a shotgun with 3 wideouts to the near side, but they were just 3 gunners. They go down and touch the ball up, and it's dead at the 10. I should say, actually, the 5-yard penalty, yeah. 46-yard punt, no return. So here come the Pioneers leading 27-0, 8-11 to the half. They have 90 yards to go. Handoff, this will be Courtney Jackson, far side, 15, 20. He'll take it up to the 22-yard line. He'll gain 12. It's a 1st and 10 for the Pioneers.
Yeah, I'm not going to say he would have broken it all away, but he tried to make one last cut, and the grass monster's what brought him down.
Yeah, brought him down. He stumbles there. Of course, he had the 82-yarder. Pioneers have 52 explosion plays coming into today. That's plays of over 20 yards, and they've added a few more today. 1st down and 10 Corbin out of the gun. This time handoff. Jackson right up the middle. Breaks a tackle 25-30, and he'll take it up near the 32-yard line. They say he's knee down at the 31-yard line and is brought down there by Tony Black, the redshirt freshman. It'll be second down and half yard.
Yeah, not quite the first down. Got a little work to do here, so almost kind of like, as long as you don't do anything silly, a free play on second down.
Shane Perry, who has been banged up, still out there for Barton, their leading tackler. Corbin to pass on second and a yard. Just get rid of it, Ivan. He doesn't. He eats it, and he's going to take a sack, and he had all day to throw the ball away, and instead of third down and a half yard, it's third down and 8. I think that's the inconsistency that's driving the coaching crazy.
Yeah, I mean, and exactly what I said. As long as you don't do anything silly, you know, some big things could have been done there on second down, but what you do, something silly.
Go ahead and throw it deep. I mean, you had a guy out there, just throw it. He has had a wonderful day. And then just a poor decision. And that's kind of how you're in the situation you're in. Third down, 9 after a loss of 8. Corbin, play action, steps up in the pocket, runs into his offensive lineman, and he's going to be sacked. Inside the 20 at the 19, that's the most that this Barton defense has gotten after somebody.
Yeah, I mean, right here, you go from rolling right along, going to be, you had second and about a half a yard to a mistake that cost you, and then a Keystone Cops play that cost you even more.
Yeah. And then that's the kind of thing that has gotten the opposition back into games against Tusculum. Against Shawan, down 14, and just a really poor execution, on a couple of series, put Barton right back into the game. Or pardon me, Shawan back into the game. So Cantrell to punt it. Good snap. Cantrell gets it away. It's high. And fielded at the 40 and brought down is Popov at the 39. They do blow the whistle dead. He was tackled by Jarvis Jet Jones. And Popov came down kind of on top of him and didn't feel as if he was down, so he got up and started running again. But the whistles were blowing, and it will be a 1st and 10 for Barton at their 40.
I honestly thought he'd signal for a fair catch.
I did too.
He waved his hand, he fielded the ball, and then took off running.
That's just a 15-yard penalty for delay of game.
Please make your way down to the west end zone of the Tusculum sideline.
So, very interesting.
Once again, the homecoming court.
All right. So, it is 1st and 10 for Barton. And Cantrell, after a very poor offensive series, they got off to a very good start, but on second down and a half yard, Corbin takes an 8-yard sack and then runs into his own offensive lineman on third down after he had all sorts of room to run. He just couldn't avoid his offensive lineman, and they punt it away. And here comes Terrell, the country's second leading rusher, and he has had a tough day, and there were 6 orange jerseys on top of him that time for a loss of 2.
Yeah, it's good pressure by the Pioneers here. You take a look at Terrell at the last report there with a minute to go in the end of the first quarter. He had 9 carries for a net of 14 yards.
Well, coming into today, he was averaging about 5 yards per carry. He is sitting right now at 17 yards on 13 carries. That is 1.3 yards per carry. But it only takes one run. They run an end-around handoff looking to throw back for Byers, and the Pioneers had it pretty well covered, and Tykorian Brown was tripped up, and Byers couldn't hang on to the catch. He jumps up at the 35 of the Pioneers, but can't hang on to it as Brown goes to the ground. It's incomplete, and it's 3rd and 12.
Get you a stop here for the Pioneers and force them to punt it again.
And, Joe, there's that kind of trick play that Chip Hester, he's right now, guys, we got to get something going. The defense has given us some new life with back-to-back sacks against Ivan Corbin, but now face 3rd down and 12 from their 38. Lynch working from the gun. Terrell on his right shoulder. 3 wideouts in this set. Back to pass. Lynch pass across the middle. Lewis is caught at the 50, and if they give him the Pioneer 49, which they do, it's a gain of 13 and a 1st and 10 on a 3rd down and 12 to the punter, Jaden Lewis.
Pioneers have got to figure out how to quit giving up first downs on whenever it's third. Like I said, if it's 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, that's the other team playing good football. But they've just consistently given up first downs on 3rd and very long.
They just didn't get any pressure on Lynch that time, who's going to stay in the gun, 4 wideouts, and this time he's going to keep it, run it to the near side, and he's going to break a tackle at the 48, near hash 40, and he is going to be taken out of bounds inside the 40 to about the 37-yard line by Jermaine Witherspoon after a gain of 12, 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs.
You know, you think back to that trick play that the Bulldogs tried to run. It wasn't successful, but many years ago, Chip Hester beat these Pioneers with a very similar play at Catawba.
And then back in the day, another Ryan McIntyre that played for this Pioneer team picked off Luke Samples on an attempted double throw. Didn't win the conference, but that double throw Chip Hester threw won him a conference. Here's Lewis on a pass to the far sideline. He has it from the far hash to the number at the 30, to the 25, and he's down at the 24. It's going to pick up 11. It'll be another 1st and 10 for Barton. Their defense has given them some new life, and their offense has basically taken advantage.
Since the big long 3rd down conversion, they've just been picking the Pioneers apart for big chunks at a time.
Yeah, they had that 3rd down and 12, and get Lewis right across the middle. And Jerry Odom is going to call. We probably spent more defensive timeouts than anybody in the country. And
at least we made it out of the first quarter this week.
Exactly, we did. So 3:28 to the half. There's a timeout. We'll take the break and return in 30 seconds to Pioneer Field. It's homecoming, and it's Tusculum 27 and Barton 0.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
So we welcome you back here to Pioneer football, where Tusculum leads the game 27-0. Coming up at halftime, presented by Tusculum University, we'll be joined by Nicole Rader. We're going to talk about all the homecoming festivities and a lot of things going on campus, not just necessarily for homecoming. That's coming up at the half. 1st down and 10. This is going to be Terrell, and he'll have it back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe a half-yard gain. So 2nd down, about 9.5.
Defensive timeout maybe helped the Pioneers here. Got them regrouped and refocused. And first time they've been stopped in about 3 or 4 plays.
Stevenson comes back into the game. Killian will exit. They bring in the 3 tight ends, and that's what they're doing. They're just matching up personnel. There's 3 tight ends out there for Barton. Johnson, the lone wide out to the far side. Lynch under center. Straight handoff to Terrell. Starts it right up the middle. Sheds a tackler, and he'll take it down for a gain of about a yard. John Smith hitting first on that far sideline at the SAC logo, and he bounced it out for maybe another half-yard gain before it finished off by Taylor. And it'll be 3rd down and 9 for Barton.
So you got to figure Barton certainly in 2-down territory.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
I think he was held up in the secondary round of 5. Actually, there is a flag down, and the side judge did throw it. So if it is a hold, it would be yet another 3rd down and another penalty or another 1st down via a penalty.
So that's going to track down 3rd and 9, and that's going to be a 10-yard penalty. Give them 1st down and Tusculum 13. I didn't see an indication.
field goal on their first trip on their opening drive. Lynch will turn around and hand it off to Terrell, who runs it inside the 10 yards without the game, which I think will be close to his longest rush of the game. He previously had a 6-yard gain. This one will go for 5. It's back to 5.
Get out of shut out in pass. Probably running 145. Barton not in a hurry. He's trying to use up the time.
They have one timeout remaining. Lynch will come under center. To his far side is Myers. Handoff. Terrell trying to bounce it outside. Stiff arm will not stiff arm Tycorian Brown, who brings him down back at the 9. It'll be a loss of a yard on the play, and it's third down coming up. But Barton has not been fearful of third down on this drive.
No, they've been very successful.
So a minute 15 and counting. And Lynch staring over at the sideline. Johnson, that's Cameron Johnson to the far side, with Anton Popov to the far side. Myers will come to the near side. Terrell in the backfield, the tight end or H-back lined up to the right. And 9 seconds on the play clock, inside a minute to play on the game clock. Myers will go in motion. Roll the pocket to that far side to Myers, and he's brought down by Jermaine Witherspoon. Read the play from his safety spot. It's fourth down at the 9-yard line.
There is just a slight difference in the play clock and the game clock. Looks like says that's a field
So
goal.
much of life these days is rushing around from one place to another.
Sometimes
Sometimes you just want to enjoy the journey on the way to the destination. And part of what makes it a little more enjoyable is an appreciation for the folks who help you get there. At Ingalls, we know that the people who send you on your way are the same ones who keep you coming back.
I think you should take him for a spin. Are you
a
serious?
26-yard attempt. Flipping to hold it.
Ingalls.
And they have to
All
burn
the
a
ingredients
timeout
for
or
family.
they will be backed up 5 yards. And it comes with 4 seconds to play here in the first half. So Chip Hester has basically, let's just be honest, he has time managed this thing to death here on this drive.
He really has. We kicked off at 2. It's 3:08. If it hadn't been for those quick scoring plays by the Pioneers, we would have been finishing the first half in under an hour.
So here is what's happening coming up at the half. Nicole Rader will join us. She is in charge of special events here at Tusculum out of that Office of Institutional Advancement. So that'll be coming up at the half. Nicole Rader, who is, many people in Greenville will know Nicole, a longtime Greenville police officer, retired, and now is working here at Tusculum, raising money and funds, and then in charge of special events such as homecoming. We're going to talk a lot about what is taking place and has taken place already this week. That's coming up at the half, presented by Tusculum University. So 4 seconds, and this will be likely the very final play of the first half. So flipping to hold it. Jackson Brooks to kick it. Snap, hold, kick by Brooks is up, and it's good. And Barton, in fact, does add points right here at the end of the half. The opening drive went over 5 minutes on a missed field goal, and the final drive of the first half ends as the first drive had hoped to end with 3 on the board for the Barton Bulldogs. So not a bad half for this time Pioneer football team.
Oh, really not. One of the best halves probably after the season opener. St. Augustine, probably the best first half that they've had all season.
A Pioneer football team that goes to the locker room leading now by a score of 27-3. Nicole Rader will join us on the other side of this break. Enjoy the homecoming festivities. We're getting ready to crown a king and queen here at Pioneer Field. Here at halftime, it's Tusculum 27, it's Barton 3. Pioneer football continues after this. And the Pioneer Halftime Report presented by Tusculum University on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can, and then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division II. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division II, and there
Representing the freshman class, Miss Landry T. Landry is a freshman from Gallatin, Tennessee, and a member of the Tusculum Beach volleyball team. Landry is the daughter of Darla and Donovan T. Mr. Parker Rothery. Parker Rothery is a freshman from Towson, Tennessee, and a member of the men's basketball team. Parker is the son of Paul and Heather Rothery. Miss Cassidy Mercado. Cassidy is a freshman from Granada Hills, California, and a member of the Tusculum Beach volleyball team. Cassidy is the daughter of John and Christy Mercado. And Mr. Kevon Walker. Kevon is a freshman from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and a member of the Tusculum football team. Kevon is the son of Talend Wilson. Representing the sophomore class, Miss Savannah York. Savannah is a sophomore from Dalton, Georgia, and a member of the Tusculum Spirit Squad. Savannah is the daughter of Donnie and Jennifer York. Mr. Jordan Harmon, a sophomore from Jacksonville, Florida, and a member of the Tusculum football team. Jordan is the son of Carla Cotton and Willie Harmon. Miss Morgan Smith, a sophomore from Elizabethton, Tennessee, and a member of the women's volleyball team. Morgan is the daughter of Philip and Tanya Smith. And Mr. Inadi Legis, a sophomore from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and a member of the men's basketball team. Inadi is the son of Inadu Legis and Lalus Flournard. Representing the junior class, Miss Nicole Canseco, a junior from Nashville, Tennessee. She is the daughter of Griselda Buccio and Ignacio Canseco. Mr. Mason Bierster. Mason is a junior from Atlanta, Georgia, and a member of the men's basketball team. Mason is the son of Mike and Shay Bierster. Miss Charity Green, a junior from Elizabethton, Tennessee. Charity is the daughter of Scott and Karen Green and Melissa and Vern Hall. Mr. Cole Robertson, a junior from Rogersville, Tennessee. Cole is the son of Teresa Robertson. And now representing the senior class, Miss Tanaja Stewart. Tanaja is a senior sports medicine major from Cocoa, Florida. She is on the Tusculum cheer team, a member of the Black Student Union, and a member of FCA. Her future plans include becoming a teacher and then to open up her own ABA therapy center. Tanaja is the daughter of Victoria Fillmore and Howard Stewart. Mr. Shaquille Davis, a senior general business major from Miami, Florida. Shaquille is a member of the Tusculum cheer team and a VITA worker. His future plans include getting a master's degree in business and eventually opening a business of his own. Miss Destiny Ramsey, a senior psychology major from Knoxville, Tennessee. Destiny is a member of the beach volleyball team and a 4-year member of the FCA. Her future plans include continuing her education with getting a master's degree after graduating. She is the daughter of Hope Ramsey and Doug Dacus. Mr. Markel Clark, a senior sports management major from Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Markel is a member of the Tusculum football team. His future plans include becoming a coach or a trainer. Markel is the son of David Russell Jr. and Andrea Clark. Miss Callie Blair, a senior nursing major from Mountain City, Tennessee. Kaylee is currently serving on the Student Government Association as president and is the captain of the Tusculum cheer team. Kaylee is also a senior resident assistant, member of the Student Nurses Association, a member of Student Support Services, and is a member of the Tusculum Student Life Committee. Kaylee's future plans include attending graduate school to become a nurse practitioner. Kaylee is the daughter of Stacy and Roger Blair III. And finally, Mr. John Lane, a senior English and Communication Public Relations major from Greenville, Tennessee and Columbia, South Carolina. John is a resident assistant, a member of the Tusculum cheer team, part of Student Support Services, and a tutor. John's future plans include starting a nonprofit organization that enables third world countries to have access to education and medicine. And now to announce the junior class prince and princess. The junior class prince is Mason Bierster. And the junior class princess is Nicole Canseco. And now, for the moment we've all been waiting for, the crowning of the 2021 Homecoming King and Queen. Tusculum University President Dr. Scott Hummel and his wife, Mrs. Star Hummel, will crown this year's King and Queen. The 2021 Homecoming King is Shaquille Davis. And your 2021 Homecoming Queen is Kaylee Blair. King and Queen and all of this year's Homecoming Court representatives.
From the first day, we looked around each other and said, we gotta go make things happen this year.
It doesn't matter what the score is at the end of the game. You have to go forward.
You have to take the game.
Attacking gets you goals real quick.
Give your best effort every day.
Emily Stouffer with the game-winning goal. The national championship goes to Shippensburg for the third consecutive year.
Valdosta State, Division II national champions.
Central Missouri, the national champions.
King feeds the post. Hankins scores. Ferris State, they win their first national title.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Tusculum University is Tennessee's first university. Established in 1794, Tusculum's beautiful campus is nestled in the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Students from 31 states and 15 countries have found a home here. With nearly 60 areas of study, Tusculum can help you pioneer your path to success. Visit www.tusculum.edu or call 423-636-7300 to discover the Pioneer experience.
Champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can, and then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division II. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division II, and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path. We become champions on our terms. It's time to up your game, because we're here to play and learn. But most importantly, we're here to discover ourselves, our vision, our heart, our drive, to achieve every goal we aim for, because we want to be champions at the highest level, life. At Division II, the opportunities are here. Are you ready?
Family.
Food's here!
What's it mean to you? To us, it means the people you care about, look out for, and yeah, love. Even if you'd never let them hear you say it.
You're eating hummus?
What's wrong with hummus?
Here at Ingalls, we have everything you need to gather around the table and give each other a hard time. Because that's what families do. Ingalls. All the ingredients for family.
Hello, my name is Jacob Fate, and I'm the Dean of the College of Business at Tusculum University. I'm proud to share with you that the programs in the College of Business received accreditation through ACBSP in December of 2018. The Accreditation Council for Business Schools and Programs accredits business schools and programs worldwide. This accreditation elevates our programs to the top programs worldwide.
Each team with 8 first downs. Tusculum has rushed 84 yards, and Barton has rushed for 5. Tusculum has thrown for 115, Barton for 87. Tusculum 199 yards offensively against Barton's 92 in the first half. Tusculum's had the ball for 9 minutes and 19 seconds. Barton for 20 minutes and 41 seconds. Yeah, that gives you an idea. Courtney Jackson has rushed for 44 yards and a touchdown. Gamillion 26 yards. Jordan Terrell, the nation's #2 rusher, has rushed 17 times, 22 yards, a 1.3 yard average. Passing, Lynch is 9 of 16 for 87 yards. Ivan Corbin 6 of 9 for 115 yards and 3 scores. Our scoring here in this first half, the Pioneers got off to a really good start. Courtney Jackson scores from 14 yards away on the second offensive series for the Pioneers after a mishap on a bad punt. And Tusculum's second offensive touchdown was a Tyler Burke 9-yard touchdown pass from Corbin after a high snap over the punter's head. The Pioneers would go to the second quarter leading 13-0, and they would add more on a 48-yard strike to Jackson Boone. Into double coverage for his target, and it's going to be caught. Defensive numbers I did not give you there. Jermaine Witherspoon with 6 tackles, Jordan Taylor with 5, and J.L. Ledbetter leads with 4 tackles and a sack. And no mention of their top 2 tacklers on the year in Perry and Jenkins. Perry has been a bit slow much of this first half, what appears to be a bit of an injury. So the Pioneers set to receive, and the best kickoff guy in the business, Bear Huggins. And this ball will go through the hands of the Pirates. They're going to bring it out. That'll be Jones from the goal line at the 5, and he's taken down, and he fumbles the football at the 9, recovered by Barton. Well, so much for having momentum to start the second half. Just a terrible decision after the ball goes through Jarvis Jones's hands into the end zone. He should have just taken a knee. He tried to bring it out, and it's a fumble on Jones and recovered by Barton. First and goal at the 9-yard line.
Yeah, Barton doing their best right here, going to try to take advantage, and they've still got a big uphill climb ahead of them, but if they can put points on the board here, it's going to make Pioneers have to regroup.
Here we go again with just more mistakes. More mistakes. And just trying to do things the right way, and it's a young team. We're still learning. And again, it's driving Jerry Odom crazy, obviously, but again, just mistakes. First and goal from the 8. Terrell will get the handoff, and he'll carry it down inside, maybe to the 5-yard line. And a lot of holding there that time to get Terrell a little extra push on a gain of 4. Second and goal at the 5.
Ball is spotted on the 5-yard line there. Terrell trying to pick up where he left off there at the end of the second.
Terrell, who has rushed 8 touchdowns in the last 4 games, now has 9 touchdowns on the year. Talk about how impressive that is. His running numbers are one thing, but 8 touchdowns in 4 games, impressive. Second down and goal. Handoff Terrell up the middle, and he is popped at about the 3, and he takes it down to the 2-yard line. John Smith had him first. Craig Watts finished him, and third and goal at the 2.
Big stop here for the Pioneers. Will probably go a long way, but you got to figure right now the momentum is in Barton's favor.
A game in which Tusculum could not have mistakes. Barton, number 6 in the nation in turnover margin, trying to take advantage of the Pioneers' fumble. They go with a quick snap to Terrell. He runs it right up the middle into the end zone. Touchdown Barton. And touchdown Jordan Terrell, his 10th touchdown of the year. And they do, in fact, take advantage of that Pioneer fumble, and they punch it in from 9 yards away.
Pioneers were up 27-0 with 4 seconds left in the first half, and now they're an extra point away from being just 3 scores within Tusculum. It's Barton.
And the Pioneers offense kind of slowed there in that second quarter. Of course, they've only had the ball for 9 minutes. So to attempt the extra point, it'll be Jackson Brooks. Snap, hold, and the kick is good. So just a 30-second break here. Back in 30 seconds here to Pioneer Field. 13:44 to play here in this third quarter. It's now Tusculum 27 and Barton 10 on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Sports Network. And now, the voice of the Pioneers, Brian.
27-10 after the 3-play 9-yard drive. Took 1:07 off the clock. Jordan Terrell took all 3 handoffs there and got into the end zone. His 10th touchdown of the year. The Brooks point after. And now back in kickoff formation. Jarvis Jones back deep once again with Tyler Burke. He stands inside the 5 at the 1-yard line. And Bear Huggins, love that name, to kick it away for Barton. With the new score at 27-10. Huggins high, end over end. Jones under it at the 10-yard line from the far side, running to the near side, and he'll make it to the 20. Just a 10-yard return. Just should have kept running. If he keeps running and he comes to this near side, he's got everybody blocked for him, but he stopped, tried to cut it back, and there was nothing but white jerseys there. They bring him down. It's 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line for the Pioneers, leading 27-10.
Pioneers, you really want to put together a sustained drive and get points on the board. Obviously, you still got a nice solid lead in it, but you want to take that momentum away from Barton that they've seized on.
So Will Sweeper and Derek Wright to the near side. Justice Parham, we did not utter his name once in the first half. Wasn't even targeted in that first half. Corbin working out of the gun. Maurice Gamillion handoff, running it to the near side. Daylight at the 30. Daylight as he continues running near side 35-40, and he'll be knocked out of bounds at the 40-yard line. A 20-yard gain for Maurice Gamillion as he inches closer to that 1,000-yard plateau.
Well, Gamillion had 26 yards total in the first half and just added almost that many more on one run.
So on 1st down and 10, the Pioneers quickly get to the line of scrimmage. Sweeper and right to the far side. Parham to the near side. H-back set to the left. This is Gamillion, and this time he had gained 20. He's going to lose 2 here as the great penetration that time by Barton. As a matter of fact, they're going to say a loss of 3. Second down and 13 for the Pioneers.
Got a little closer to that record, then got a little farther away.
Coming in needing 121 to eclipse 1,000 yards. And he was up to 46, back to 43 on the day. 27-10 Tusculum. Clock runs with 12:44 to play third quarter. An opening possession second half kickoff fumble by Jarvis Jones, fielded by Barton at the 9. They punch it in 3 plays later for their first touchdown of the game. Play action, Corbin to pass, looking, and has a man right. What a catch. Oh, he lost it. He couldn't hang on to it as he went to the ground as he was laying out, diving for it. And I think in laying out, doing so, has injured himself. Theobald has to come out for Tusculum on the offensive line. He lost his helmet, and Wright is injured. And the Pioneers are already without Tyler Agero for the rest of the year with a broken clavicle when he laid out on that catch in the loss to Wingate.
Yeah, it's a tough injury right there. It's almost the way he was going. It looked like he kind of caught himself right in the breadbasket. He landed on the football and right, maybe knocked the wind at him.
I believe they called the media timeout here.
No, Red Hat guy's still on the sideline. I thought it was the injury timeout.
So they have called the injury timeout. Wright cannot come back into the game, though. They're going to say, let's go ahead and come back out and play. So Parham to the far side, Sweeper to the near side with Tyler Burke and Maurice Gamillion. The Pioneers are going to go empty backfield on 3rd down and 13. So Barton at the end of the first half put together a really nice drive to kick a field goal and then took a short field on to turnover. And so a pivotal 3rd down here, I think, for Tusculum. 5 wideouts, empty backfield. Barton showing blitz. They rush 3. Corbin is still going to be sacked. Again, just 3 men rush, and they blew through that offensive line and sacked Corbin for the 3rd time today back at the 34-yard line.
And right there, bad break for the Pioneers. They just, whether it's they were looking too much at that 27-0 score or what they were doing, but they're going to have to get the defense back out here on the field and get a stop against these Bulldogs.
Matt Smith got through somehow, and they only rushed 3. So the Pioneer offensive line, some poor communication there. And Corbin had no chance. He didn't even have a chance to set up against a 3-man rush. 4th and 17. Cantrell to punt it away. Good snap. And we'll get this one away. It's very high. Popov asking for a fair catch and receives it at the 35-yard line. Not the best punt for Cantrell, but very effective as there was no return. This will be a timeout. We're back in 1 minute with 11:30 to play in the 3rd. Tusculum 27 and Barton 10. Pioneer football continues after this from Pioneer Field on the in the 3rd quarter, I should say. Pioneers who lead this game 27-10. Elsewhere, Lenore Rides at the half. They lead 24-0. Wingate has defeated Wise 48-21. And they're into the 4th quarter with Mars Hill leading Catawba 31-14. Barton with Lynch to pass. He's going to air it out deep for Cameron Johnson. Caught it 20, 10, 5, end zone. Touchdown. And just like that, it is 16 unanswered by the Barton Bulldogs.
Now, it just goes back to show you what one little mistake can do for you. And Barton is absolutely taking every bit of momentum, and they're playing downhill now.
Cannot talk about how this has happened all season long to this Pioneer football team. So the bomb for 65 yards, and right now Barton believes, as the Pioneers had him down 27-0, and all the momentum, and a fumble on the opening kickoff has opened up the flood doors here at Pioneer Field. The point after is up, and the point is good. We go to another break as we are in disbelief. But the Barton Bulldogs believe. 11:19 to play in the third. It's now Tusculum 27 and Barton 17. Pioneer football continues on the Pioneer Sports Network. Go. Johnson gets into the end zone, and it's a 27-17 game here at Pioneer Field. Kickoff fielded at the 5 by Jones. Far side return at the 10. 15. Has he lost it? No, he didn't lose the football, but he went down immediately in a heap at about the 22-yard line. And that is where the Pioneer offense will take over 1st and 10, and they need to come out and sustain a drive.
Yeah, they really do. Sustain a drive that ends with points on the board. Try to do what they can to kind of, stem the flow here.
Barton, everybody knows because it's happening. They rush the football very well. That's fact. Passing, they do enough of it. But, man, they have done a lot more of it today, especially over the last couple of drives from the first half here into this second half. 1st down and 10 at the 23 officially for Ivan Corbin and company. 3 wideouts. Stepping up in the pocket, delivering, and a pass complete to Will Sweeper on an incomplete pass. They're saying Sweeper didn't catch it. He caught it with his hands. I don't understand the rule. When you catch it and you go to the ground with the ball in your possession, the ball can hit the ground as long as he doesn't drop it.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. That looked like a good, clean catch to me. Unfortunately, it didn't go the Pioneers' way, and they're setting back up to 2nd and 10.
2nd down and 10, and the Pioneers just, again, this inconsistency on this offense. They score in a hurry, but then all of a sudden they just get into things like this where they're just unsure. Jackson is in the backfield, and he'll get a handoff, run it to the near side. 25, 30, 35, and up to the 36 on this near side run, and is going to be taken down. The ball does come out, and Jackson, he was already on the ground, and now Jackson is injured. So Derek Wright was injured, and I think he is okay, but has not been back out there. But he is walking around. He's on the sideline, and now Courtney Jackson went down very awkwardly. The team's leading rusher this year at 319 yards and 6.3 yards per carry. And he had just gone off there for 12 yards, 13 yards, and a 1st down up to the 36. Pioneers are thin at running back today.
Yeah, they are. They do look like they're getting him up. It kind of looked like they were looking at his hip. Is what?
That's Derek Wright.
Got some sort of stinger going on there, maybe.
It's not Jackson. Sorry, it's Derek Wright. But he was blocking downfield. So this second time he's been hurt. I was sitting ready to say, I saw the other number 2, Jermaine Witherspoon, who was walking around. But either way, Courtney Jackson still out there. Corbin in the gun. 3 wide out set. Handoff, Jackson right up the middle. The Pioneers see something. They believe they can run the football today, and they've done it effectively. They get 4 yards here up to the 40 with Jackson. And it'll bring up 2nd down and 6 with the Pioneers leading 27-17.
Well, you mentioned those scores a minute ago. Once again, Wingate defeats UVA Wise 48-21. Mars Hill's up 31-14 over Catawba with a minute to go. And Lenore Ryan is up on Limestone at the half.
Corbin with the free play. He'll roll the pocket, though. He won't throw it, and he finally will downfield, incomplete, way out of bounds. But the Pioneers will get a free 5 yards as Barton came off sides. And because they allowed the play to continue, it was offsides against the Bulldogs, which I think will be their first penalty of the game.
No, second.
Second.
They're penalized once for 5 yards, so that's just 2 for 10. And that on Orion Limestone score at the half is the Bears lead 24-0 over the Saints.
And the late game tonight, Carson Newman and Newberry, 4 o'clock start.
Kicks off the top of the hour.
So 2nd down a yard now for the Pioneers. 10:20 to play in the 3rd. Handoff, Jackson is tripped up by his quarterback Corbin, but still falls forward enough for the 1st down. He was tripped up by Corbin. It's 1st and 10 for the Pioneers at the 47.
Not the run they wanted, but good enough to get the 1st down and move the chains.
So 1st down 10 near midfield for the Pioneers, going right to left. This will be Corbin, a pin and pull, then a play action, then he takes off and runs across midfield to the 45 and down to the Barton 43, which will be enough to move the chains. A 10-yard gain, 1st and 10 for the Pioneers.
Nice pick up there for Corbin. He's kind of dipping and dodging his way there through the middle of the pack, and he was able to pick up a nice piece of ground.
A little like dodgeball.
There you go.
Dodge, dip, dive, duck, and dodge.
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a linebacker.
1st down and 10 from the Barton 43. Handoff, Courtney Jackson running right side on the far hash. He takes a spin move inside the 40, and he'll take it to the 35, and he'll pick up 8 yards. Chunk gains on the running game for the Pioneers on this drive, leading by 10 with 9:20 to play in the 3rd.
Well, I do like seeing this, Brian, these big, long running plays, because it takes away some of the danger of the passing element. And just ball security and keep it churning forward.
2nd and 2 from the 35 for the Pioneers. This will be Jackson again, running it right up the middle. He gets to the 2nd level. He's inside the 30 and taken down there after a gain of 5 more yards. Another 1st and 10 for the Pioneers.
You can see Barton trying to improve on their turnover margin. We talked about plus 11 coming into the game. They keep trying to battle and pull the ball away from Tusculum ball carriers.
So Barton, with Tusculum going quickly, Barton has 2 guys down. We saw this last week. If you watch college football, there's been a lot of talk about slowing down the gamesmanship and slowing down a team who is going fast. Now, I'm not saying that Barton's not injured here whatsoever, but I like what the broadcasters brought up last week. If you are injured on a drive, then you cannot come back in the rest of that drive if you go out.
I think that would be a great idea. Because, to have 2 random people, it's not like it's August and they're getting cramps and stuff like that. They may be getting dry, but it's only 64 degrees out here today. So.
Right. And I think they're on the tackle. I think Derek Behringer, I think he took a hit on the shoulder, and he's still like a little lame. But if he's back in the very next play, then no, I don't believe that he's hurt. And then Ledbetter, who was sitting down, if he's back in the next play, no, I don't believe they're hurt. That's just it. That's what I mean.
Right.
All right, so the injury timeout is over. The Pioneers 1st and 10. They have it at the 29 of Barton. This will be Maurice Gamillion. Starts right, comes it back to the near sideline, 25. Tiptoes his way down to the 20-yard line. He'll gain 9. It'll be 2nd down and a yard. Perry actually finished him off, the team's leading tackler, but I don't think he'll be given credit for the tackle itself.
I shouldn't have, because Gamillion was already on the ground whenever Perry came in to finish it off.
So the 2 injured players do not come back in on this play on 2nd down and a yard because the Pioneers get to the line of scrimmage quickly. Corbin out of the gun. Gamillion again on his left shoulder. It's Corbin straight keeper left side to the 15, 10, spins to the 5. It's 1st and goal for the Pioneers from 5 yards away.
Good ball security there by Ivan Corbin, keeping the ball away from the defenders. Had 2 coming in on him. Took a hit right at the sidelines and rolled out. Now the Pioneers are coming up ready to go again.
How about this drive, Joe? Everything on the ground for Tusculum.
well, let's keep it that way with one more into the end zone.
Corbin with Gamillion on his left shoulder quickly, and they hand it off Gamillion. He runs it to the near side, spins away, gets inside the 5, maybe the 4, as he was met initially by Quayon Gilbert, a redshirt freshman from Thomasville, North Carolina.
He's upended and spun in the air, took care of the football, and the Pioneers now got second and goal from the 4.
So here comes Ledbetter back into the game. He's been a leading tackler in the first half for Barton. Tusculum will bring in some beef as Dexler Benjamin will check in. The H-back will line up to the left side behind Schellenbach, and on the left side with Theobald. Corbin with the snap. They run it left to Gamillion, who takes it down to about the 1-yard line before he's tripped up by Ledbetter, who gets in there once again. So it's 3rd and goal from the 1. And again, no reason to mess up what you've already done. This Pioneer team has gotten here to this point because of their legs.
Yeah, they really have. I mean, it's been a really great drive. I want to see them finish it off now.
3rd and a yard with 7:05 and counting in the 3rd. Corbin, keeper, leaping, end zone. Touchdown, Pioneers. Touchdown, Ivan Corbin, his 4th rushing touchdown of the season.
Yeah, great drive. Maybe one of the best we've seen all year by the Pioneer, because it was a true drive. It wasn't, you know, we talk about all their big explosion plays. This was a true scoring drive that started back at their 20.
11 plays, 11 rushes, 76 yards. That's pretty effective.
Yes.
Pittman to add the point as the Pioneers end a 17 unanswered spell. And the point after is up, and the point is good. 7:01 to play in the 3rd. We go to a break. Back with your new score. It's Tusculum 34 and Barton 17. Pioneer football will continue. Homecoming 2021 here on the Pioneers Sports Network.
It's fine. It'll be okay, okay? Nobody cares about the flowers. Who needs flowers at a wedding?
At Ingalls, we know that the best of plans don't always go according to plan.
My best friend's getting married today and the florist never showed.
That's why we're always there when you need us.
What are their colors?
Purple and cream.
With smiling faces and helping hands.
No one cares. No one cares. You will look great. Flowers are not important. And where is Holly? Have you anyone seen Holly?
And although life will be predictably unpredictable,
let's get you to that wedding.
5 seconds, 57 seconds, a minute 11. Now they go for 4 minutes and 13 seconds, and 11 of those plays all on the ground. They started the opening play with an incompletion, but 10 rushes, I should say, and a fair catch asked for at the 17. Barton will have it at the 25. They had one penalty accepted on an offsides. Corbin took it as a free play, but threw it out of bounds. But the first play was a pass play to Sweeper we thought was caught. But after that, it was all Courtney Jackson, Maurice Gamillion, or Ivan Corbin on the ground.
And that's Gonzalez's first kick that didn't go to the 10.
Yeah, he didn't catch that one.
No.
It's almost like his walk-up wasn't very good. And so his timing may have been off a bit. So here comes Barton. Now, their offense hasn't been on the field very much. They've had 4 plays, but they've scored 10 points here in this, or I should say 14 points here in this second half.
Short fields and quick hitting plays will do that for you.
1st and 10 at the 25. Across the line of scrimmage in motion will go Byers to the left side. Terrell trying to break outside, and the only reason he does is because Jordan Taylor, or I should say Craig Watts on that far sideline, was tripped up and didn't get to the spot. He kind of tripped over a guy who had fallen down. A gain of a yard, though, for Terrell. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, even if that, I mean, it's probably like about a half a yard because the football's not even made it. They start out on 25, and the nose of it's not even touching the 26.
So the beef set in again for Barton. Again, it's max protection on Lynch. They'll move the tight end from the right side to the left side, and they'll run to the left side. Terrell, and he's got nowhere to go. He's hit and dropped behind the line of score. Oh, they didn't go down. My goodness, he was spun to the turf, and he was able to get up to the 30 because he never went to the ground. What a run by Terrell for just 4 yards.
Doing a good job there. He had using advantage, getting the defenders underneath him, using his hand to get to the ground and make sure his knee didn't touch, and he was able to pick up some yardage there.
DeJavon White was the one that hit him in the backfield. Should have brought him down for a loss of 4, and instead he gains 4. Day will line up as that right defensive tackle, McIntyre to his outside, Quaheen Glasgow right in the middle. Lynch to pass, he's under pressure, and he's going to be breaking the pocket to the left side, and then he's going to be hit and stood up at the 30 and brought down there. He should have been sacked for a loss of about 5, but Craig Watt saves the day and forces 4th down and 4.
I don't know how.
I don't either.
I don't know how he was able to get out of that, but it was just a good power move by the quarterback.
A fantastic Houdini act. And now I love this play by Flippin. They're not even going to worry about bringing in the 5'7" punter Jaden Lewis and threatening to kick it over or punt it over his head. They do come in to try to get maybe a free 5 yards on a hard count, and they'll move Flippin back another yard for a quick kick. The Pioneers will not drift anybody back, and Flippin will kick it quickly. It will roll inside the 40, 35, rolling inside the 30, rolling towards the 25, and touched up at the 26. And another very effective field possession game by Chip Hester.
And it wasn't, whenever you do that little quick kick and nobody's back, as long as you get some sort of good forward roll on it, you're going to pick up some yardage there.
And really, that's the difference in the game right now, Joe. A bad punt to give Tusculum great field position, and a high snap to give Tusculum great field position. They had 14 points on those 2 special teams plays, and the Pioneers are up 17 points.
Yeah, that's right now the Pioneers see if they can put together another one of these long, sustained ground drives. I like it. Of course, I do have some guys spread wide on the far sideline.
1st down and 10. Courtney Jackson is back out there. Jarvis the Jet Jones on a jet sweep. This is technically a pass, but it's just a running play, and they had that one pretty good defensively for Barton. They did a really nice job there. Of course, Jarvis has done a great job with that. No gain, 2nd down and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Right, Pioneers got some work to do there. First play didn't work out well because of Barton just defense sniffing it out.
Anderson, the wide out to the far side. Tyler Burke and Jones to the near side. Schellenbach, the tight end, is on the left. Ivan Corbin adjusting Courtney Jackson to his left shoulder, now back to his right shoulder. 4:13 and counting in the 3rd. Tusculum leads by 17 points. Corbin with the snap to pass. Stepping up, throwing it incomplete. Looking for Courtney Jackson, but threw it high as he had no one downfield. So it brings up a 3rd down.
Your Pioneers going to have to get something done. You did a good job. You went out and scored. You forced Barton to punt. Now the Pioneers have someone down.
Yeah, Courtney Jackson is down. Of course, he went down hard, but I think this is a cramp. No, he may have been stepped on when he went up high to bring the ball down. I think when the defender landed, he landed on him. Yeah, I think it is a cramp. Never mind. So, it is sunny. You're right, it's not hot. But Pioneers did go quickly that last drive, and Courtney Jackson factored prominently. Jackson was 77 yards rushing today. Maurice Gamillion, he's up to 55, so he's halfway there from the yardage that he needed to get to 1,000. Well, a little under halfway. Needed 121 yards. Jackson will come out of the game, running off the field and running away from Michael Hawkins. Michael is saying, hey, come here. Jackson goes right to the table to stretch out the leg and the cramp, which he'll never get rid of today. So Gamillion is back in for the Pioneers. 3 wideouts to the near side. No Justice Parham today in any receptions, and he's not out there this series. And the Pioneers have it 3rd down and 10 from their 26. Corbin to pass, rolling the pocket near side. He's under pressure. He'll throw it away. Again, Barton did a nice job covering up everything that time. They just dropped 7 in coverage and just brought 4. And it's 4th down. The Pioneers will have to punt.
The Pioneers did a good job. I don't know whether it was coming for the field or the sideline, but you could hear folks yelling at Ivan Corbin, letting him know that he was getting some pressure there from behind, so he was able to get rid of it instead of taking another sack.
So Cantrell is out to punt. Popoff stands inside the 40 at the 38 for Barton. So Cantrell waiting the snap from Curry. And Barton's coming after it. They bring in everybody, 10 of them. But Cantrell quickly gets rid of it. Popoff fields it on the run at the 46, and he goes down at the 50 into Pioneer territory at the 49-yard line. So a short line drive kick, and Jarvis Jones finally brings down Pop-Up, but Barton has some field position, and they have now a little momentum back after a 3-and-out defensive stop against the Pioneers.
It'd be nice to see the Pioneers get a 3-and-out here as we're at 3 minutes, 45 seconds left here in the third quarter.
So the numbers, Tusculum 283 yards of offense, Barton's 172. And Tusculum has rushed for 168 today. And they passed for just 115. Ivan Corbin has had the aerial assault going here over the last few weeks. And back-to-back weeks basically with career best in passing numbers. And last week against Wise, throws for 368 in that victory. He's over 4,000 passing yards for his collegiate career. Lynch going to pass and throw it all the way downfield, and he was looking for Johnson, this time double covered by John Smith and Jordan Taylor. Incomplete, second down and 10.
I think you had some problems there with footing. You had the quarterback throwing it to a spot that was nobody anywhere near where the football or where a target was.
Pioneers will travel to Barton next year, and of course a more experienced team next year. The Pioneers, I'm already thinking about that with, you know, the seniors that they have. There will be about 6-7 seniors walking this year, so we'll have a couple of experienced teams playing next year potentially. Terrell is not in there, but they'll hand it off and run it right up the middle. As Terrell not running the football this series, hasn't had as much success. Trey Holloway, redshirt freshman out of Wake Forest, North Carolina, on the carry for a gain of about 3. It's 3rd down and 7.
3rd and 7 with Barton there with the ball spotted right on the 45-yard line, so you have to wonder, hopefully the Pioneers can get a stop here, but then what do they do on 4th down?
Holloway, who does not have 20 carries this year, stays out there. He's on the left shoulder of Lynch, who has 4 wideouts in the formation with Johnson to the far side. Byers to the near side in the slot. Lynch pass crossing pattern was intended for Byers, I think it was, and he missed him, incomplete. So it's 4th down and 7, and Chip Hester, he's very conservative and will throw this backup quarterback flipping back out for a potential quick kick. And the Pioneers, and again, it's smart because the Pioneers can't just throw somebody back, because if you go deep, then maybe Flippin, who's the backup quarterback, throws a quick pass.
Yeah, I mean, this is a smart play by Coach Hester. You can give yourself 2 options if you got somebody in there that can throw the ball as well as kick it.
Pioneers look confused defensively. Flippin does have the running back in the backfield, and they're actually going to run a play. They'll throw a quick out. It's incomplete. The Pioneers get it. Oh, wow. They did line up, and they did attempt the 4th down pass, and the pass was low, intended for Jacques Durham, and it will be 1st and 10 Pioneers at the Pioneer 45.
Well, the defense came up good there and saved the day for the Pioneers. They got the ball back in really good field position as we go under 3 minutes to play in the third.
I think what tipped off that play for the Pioneers is that the 3rd-string quarterback was standing on the sideline jumping up and down saying, "It's good, it's open at the far side." He was like pointing and Flippin turned. Everybody looked back over to the sideline, and that's where Craig Watts says, "Wait a minute, I don't think they're going to kick it here." If it's a good throw, it's a 1st down. If it was not, though, it's incomplete. It's 1st and 10 for the Pioneers from the Pioneer 45, leading 34-17. Handoff, Gamillion up the middle. And he is bent backwards as he crosses the 45 up to the 48-yard line. And again, this has been a game for Kyle Dickey. I think he's just basically said, let's just take what is given to us. And right now in this second half, the running game has been given to them.
Gamillion, he got a good hole at the line and was able to go up, but then it was almost just like he sort of swallowed up from behind because things closed up on him.
Parham is lined up to the far side on 2nd down and 7. They run it to Gamillion. He breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage and will make his way up to about the 49. That's Ledbetter again. He's had a great day. And that'll be a gain of a yard for 3rd down and 6 for the Pioneers.
It's sort of a 1 miss away, and Gamillion, I think, could have broken it for a good long run. He was hopping his way through there, and somebody was able to get up and grab a hold of his foot.
Hey, we have an Aaron Fudge sighting. He's been injured much of the season. He's lined up as the tight end to the right side. Again, no Bryce Moore, injured in practice 2 weeks ago. So not out there. That hurts the Pioneers. Gamillion on the right shoulder of Corbin out of the gun on 3rd down and 6 to pass. Looking out of the backfield to Gamillion. He has nowhere to go. It'll be 4th down and 5 at midfield, and the punt team will be right back out for the Pioneers. So this third quarter, Outside of one drive for Tusculum, not much on the offensive end.
No, I mean, in that play right there, that's the problem whenever you're throwing that play. It looked like, hey, he's picked up some nice yardage here, might get the first. Oh, wait a minute, he's got back to the line of scrimmage because it developed so far behind the original line.
Again, Justice Parham has not even been targeted today. This kid is never covered, and I don't know if you quite understand what I'm saying. You can throw it to him, he'll make a catch. Pioneers will snap it with, oh, they jumped off sides. That has to be contact in the neutral zone.
Yeah, I think surely that's what it's going to be, go against Barton, and that should be enough for a Tusculum first down.
There is also a delay of game penalty that was thrown because the clock did run out. But the flag is thrown right at the line of scrimmage, right where the infraction occurred. There was contact as Barton jumped. But now there's discussion. What are we talking about? The offense is coming off the field, or the special teams is coming off the field. The offense is right back onto the field.
Took a minute to sort it out, but it was the right call, I believe, and the Pioneers do get a fresh set of downs at the Barton 45.
And he could have jumped back on sides, but I think he contacted the lineman, which you can't do, which should have killed the play right away. So 1st and 10 for the Pioneers. Lollipop says 4th. But the Pioneer offense back out there. They lead 34-17 with just 41 seconds to play in the third. Justice Parham is to the far side. Courtney Jackson is back in for the Pioneers after an injury on that last drive. Corbin, play action pass, looking for Parham, makes the catch, spins, stops, moves at the 35, and he'll take it to the 33-yard line. Justice Parham is never covered, and then he can bring up and he can do stuff just like that.
Yeah, it looked like he went down. Fortunately, he was able to keep his knee off the turf and pick up some extra yards in the first down for Tusculum.
One of the leading receivers on the year. 591 yards. He is 2nd in the league in touchdown receptions, 3rd in the league in receiving yards per game at 84 per game, and that is the final play of the third quarter. We go to the fourth quarter. Tusculum and their highly potent offense with 34 points again, but they lead by 17. Here at the end of 3, it's Tusculum 34 and Barton 17. Pioneer football continues after this on the Pioneer Sports Network.
'In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student-athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student-athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student-athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
(34-17). Tusculum with the advantage. We are in the fourth quarter. With the snap, Corbin looking, and he throws deep, and this one is incomplete. Was looking for Justice Parham, but Justice Parham had broken off the route, was short. It was nearly picked off by Kendarius Jenkins. And a little miscommunication there with Corbin, 2nd and 10.
You had Tyler Burke looking back at Corbin. He's all alone in the middle of the field. Wouldn't have been an end zone pass. It would have been down to about the 15, but Burke looking back at his quarterback saying, you got to see me here.
So 2nd down and 10, 14:53 to play here in this contest. Handoff, and this is inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. Is Courtney Jackson, and Jackson will carry for about 4, 3rd down and 6.
Yeah, solid run there by Jackson. I thought he was going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage, but he was able to break loose and pick up a few extra yards.
So Corbin talking with his offensive line. Gamillion is going to come in for Jackson. 15 seconds on the play clock. You know, the Pioneers haven't gone necessarily as fast as they have done so here in the last couple of weeks, but it's been effective enough. Corbin to pass. Far side, caught by Sweeper, breaks a tackle. 20. Sweeper 15, and will go out of bounds at about the 12-yard line. Corbin throws left side, and the broken tackle got the first down. 1st and 10 Pioneers.
Good job by the Pioneers there. Sweeper ran a good route. Corbin saw him all alone over on the sideline, and Tusculum setting up shop there. It looks like finally spotted it at about the 13.
So a gain of about 16 yards there for Will Sweeper. And this will be Corbin working out of the gun once again from the 13. Parham set to the far side. This will be play action pass near side to Sweeper, and this where he really has nowhere to go. But just a long running play. And it was basically a 3-yard pass, gains 3 yards. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Ball spotted at the 10-yard line.
You're asking Tyler Burke to block for Will Sweeper, and Tyler, the young freshman, at 5'6". That was tough for him to fend off 2 guys. Just underway here in the 4th quarter. Pioneers leading 34-17. And it'll be Corbin who will work out of the gun. On the right shoulder is Maurice Gamillion. This time Corbin will keep it himself. Corbin is so fast, but he gains a yard here. Okay, he gets it down to the 9. He is so fast. If he would just keep running instead of stopping and trying to cut, he probably scores easily. But there he's tried to stop and make a man miss who did not miss.
Did have a missed block there, but one of the Pioneer offensive linemen said that didn't help matters either.
Right. So here's a 3rd down situation. Pioneers subbing, so Barton was able to sub. Parham and Anderson on the near side. Far side is Sweeper. Derek Wright injured. Tyler Burke's in the backfield with Gamillion. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. The Pioneers have to burn a timeout. Took forever to get it set up. We take a break. Back in 30 seconds. Facing 3rd down and 6 at the 9 are the Pioneers. But Tusculum leads Barton 34-17. Here in this football game, Tusculum leading in the first ever meeting between the Pioneers and the Bulldogs of Barton College.
Final score, number 18 Wingate 48, UVA Wise 21.
So Wingate defeats UVA Wise 48-21.
Oh, I hate that.
Ryan 38, Limestone 3.
So 3rd down here for the Pioneers. Trips to the far side. Corbin out of the gun. Parham is the man standing on the near side. It's Corbin running it right up the middle. 5-2 to the 1, 1st and goal. And Barton's Dylan Williams was so excited he made the tackle. He was doing us a little dance. It was awesome. It's 1st and goal for the Pioneers. I love the dance.
Yeah, you know, these guys kind of need to look around both teams. That's been a problem with college football the last few years where the simplest of thing, apparently you're trying, I don't know if you're trying to get a YouTube video or TikTok or some of them things.
Whatever that stuff is. 1st and goal for the Pioneers from the 1. After Barton's kicked a field goal to end the opening quarter, they scored 14 in the second half. Gamillion spinning here. They were a yard away. He takes the snap 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. And he loses a yard back at the 2. 2nd and goal from the 2.
Yeah, it's it was just running right into a big wall of white jerseys there, and it wasn't ever going to go anywhere.
Led initially by 13, Kadarius Jenkins.
So Tusculum brings in the beef set. Courtney Jackson with the Wildcat, I think. Going to take this snap. Jackson scored this touchdown this way last week against Wise. And that was the last touchdown scored. Justice Parham will line up to the near side. That's usually just to draw the defensive back, Gilbert, out of the middle. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. They snap it in time. Jackson right up the middle. Just being pushed towards the end zone. Just being pushed toward the goal line. Courtney Jackson. Touchdown, Pioneers. Touchdown, Courtney Jackson from 2 yards.
It took forever to see the signal. I think everybody on the field knew what the result was going to be. It was just kept waiting for the officials to signal that he did get across the line.
The Pioneers have been very physical today, and their running game has been very good. 186 rushing yards now for the Pioneers, and Courtney Jackson's second rushing touchdown. Pittman to attempt the point. Snap, hold, kick is good. We go to a break. Your new score, 10:41 to play in the game. It's now Tusculum 41 and Barton 17. Pioneer football will continue here from Pioneer Field for Homecoming 2021 on the Pioneer Sports Network. .10:41 left for the Pioneers. 12 plays, 55 yards, 7 minutes and 8 seconds on the clock. Boy, when they want to take time off the clock, they can.
Yeah.
Quick strike first half, slow strike second half.
Yeah, I'm liking this slow strike stuff with these long sustained running drives, because that really, benefits you whenever you can control the game and control the clock like that.
Boy, the offensive line has done a good job controlling the line of scrimmage as well. So you got to be pleased with what they're doing. Up front, the big guys, that beef, Mahoney, Theobald, Genitome, they have done a really, really nice job. And I messed that up all aside. G and Tomey. That's my fault. My apologies. Well, Gonzalez was extremely consistent in the first half kickoff. He's been a little bit less inconsistent here in the second half. He kicks this one out of bounds. So it'll be Barton ball at the 35. As they take over, down 41-17. Barton had it going. They had a field goal to end the first half as time expired. They kick off, we field, we fumble. They take over from the 9, 3 plays into the end zone. It was 27-10, and then we are forced to punt the football away, and they strike quickly. A 65-yard bomb to Cameron Johnson. And all of a sudden, it's 27-17, and you're thinking, oh, hold on now just a second. But the Pioneers respond with a 12-play drive, 11 plays on the ground, 1 incompletion. It was 11 straight running plays, and they got into the end zone, and they kind of righted this ship a little bit.
And right now, starting out, Barton's got good field position here. The penalty with the ball out of bounds starts him at the 35-yard line.
Lynch out of the gun to pass. Looking near side. This one is one-hopped incomplete, intended for Lewis. From this near sideline, it'll bring up second down and 10.
Second and 10 for Barton here, as sun is starting to create some long shadows on the field, but it's still a nice homecoming Saturday here at Tusculum.
Been nice here for the old grads, the alumni coming back. I don't know if Alan Dunn still has his tent set up over here by the tennis courts, but that was always good atmosphere. But we'll have the Hall of Fame induction later tonight at 7 o'clock. Aaron Clarity, Pioneer great, over 2,000 rushing yards in his career, will be inducted. This pass by Lynch will be complete to the near side, and on the near hash, it'll be Lewis who will get up to the 40-yard line before he's brought down by a host of orange jerseys, and that'll be Jermaine Witherspoon there in on that stop to help out. So it'll bring up third down and 5 for the Bulldogs.
You know, talk about the old-time graduates. I was filling in some of the faculty members earlier who really don't know the history of the place back to the 70s, and I was talking about all the guys from New Jersey who came here and stayed.
Yeah.
Angelo Botta obviously works here at Tusculum. John Eiskamp, Tony Costanka, Bill Lorch, Frank Shannon. A lot of these guys became educators in the Greene County community, so it's good to have them here as pioneers.
Lynch on third down to pass, steps up in the pocket with daylight 40. 45, 50, and out of bounds into Pioneer territory at the 49-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs, and it has not been very often, and this is what Jerry Odom didn't want to have happen. They wanted Lynch to play quarterback from the pocket, but that time he eluded the pocket and picked up big yards.
And that's picked up big yards and got the ball in Tusculum territory.
So it will be Barton 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Lynch finds Lewis for 5 yards and then runs for 11 yards for the first down. So here it is, 1st and 10. Tusculum leading 41-17. Lynch to pass. This one knocked away by Ty Corey and Brown, using that long reach to knock the ball away from the intended target, Jackson at Pearl, and it'll bring up a 2nd down and 10.
And that was just good, clean defense there. Avoided any kind of penalty. Reach around, knocked the football down. Force Barton into a big play here on 2nd down.
So Lynch, who has not come under center, does have Jordan Terrell back in the backfield, but he has been, how we say, a non-factor. 23 carries, 37 yards. He does have the touchdown, but it came on a 1-yard plunge. 2nd and 10 here. Lynch out of the gun, 4 wideouts. Lewis in the slot near side, got a man wide open. That's Pearl. 45. 40, and he'll take it to the 39-yard line of Tusculum. On 2nd and 10, they forgot about Pearl and let him get a very rare catch. It'll move the chains on a gain of 11.
Just enough for the first down for the Bulldogs.
And the Bulldogs, who do not make mistakes, they are a +6 in the turnover margin coming in, or pardon me, +11 in the turnover margin coming in today, 6th in the country. And the Pioneers, who have fumbled the football to give Barton their first touchdown of the game. Lynch going to throw deep here. This will be incomplete, as that ball intended for Nate Byers, the junior from Trinity, North Carolina, the Averett University transfer, and it's 2nd down and 10.
And Pioneers had good coverage on that. Don't think it was going to be caught away because it was sailing out of bounds. It was still a good break for Tusculum.
I think it's funny how these two offenses have completely flipped from one half to the next. Tusculum comes out airing it out in the first half, and Barton was trying to run the football and stick to their game plan. Tusculum has come here in the second half running the football, and Barton has been airing it out. Lynch to pass again. All types of time to pass, and he throws an interception. It's picked off. It was intended for Pearl, and it's picked off at the 20-yard line. I think John Smith had it hit him right in the chest. It did. He couldn't stay on his feet, and he takes it there. And the first miscue of the game for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, we talked about their turnover margin. They had earlier gone up one on a +12 for the season because of the Pioneers miscue at the start of this second half. Brings it back down to +11.
So the interception by Smith is just the 4th thrown by Lynch this year. And the Pioneer offense is right back out there, leading 41-17 with 8:40 to play. I would bet there'll be a consistent dose of Jackson or Gamillion or even Corbin on this drive.
I support that decision.
I'm for it. They officially say the 21. Here's Courtney Jackson running near side on that near sideline, 25, 30, and he'll go out of bounds on his own at the 35-yard line. 14-yard gain, 1st and 10 for the Pioneers.
Nice little pickup there by Jackson. They thought they had him stop back at around the 30, but he was able to make a little stutter step to the outside and pick up the first down.
Great pickup, Courtney Jackson this year. 6.3 yards per carry this season. Career best 82-yard run against LR. And that contest, the Pioneers lost. Jackson again carries it, breaks a tackle at the 36, running near side, inside the numbers, near the sideline as he lunges for the 45, and he'll take it to the 46-yard line. That'll be a 10-yard gain. That'll be a 1st and 10 Tusculum.
Yeah, Jackson doing a good job. I mean, those two plays almost identical. He gets the ball from quarterback Ivan Corbin, cuts up to the line, breaks his way around to the near sideline at the right of the line, makes a cut, and picks up the first.
Under 8 to play in the game. Tusculum leads 41-17. New set of downs, driving near midfield. They move it left to right on your radio, into the sun and into the IPF, if you will. New running back into the game. And for a loss of about 4 or 3, and on the carry for the Pioneers is Kenneth Dallas, a junior from Brunswick, Georgia. And he's going to lose 4 yards, second down and 14.
And not his first carry of the day, not the way he wanted to enter the game for the Pioneers.
First carry of the year for the Pioneers. Second down and we'll say 15, a loss of 5 on the play. Ivan Corbin looking to the near side, looking at sweeper, wants to bring him in motion. They fake the jet sweep to him, and they hand it off to Dallas up the middle, 45, 50, 45, and to the 44-yard line of Barton. They'll say he's down at the 45. So he loses 5, picks up 14, and it's third down and a yard.
Yeah, you've got the chain gangs moving.
Oh, that is not a first down.
No, it's a yard short of a first.
They moved the chains, but they
Well, they moved the starting chain, the goal chain, as I guess, sort of speak, where you've got to get. They fortunately stayed still.
It's a third down and a yard carry for Davis, and he will fortunately have the first down because they had that all messed up. James McIntyre with the stop out of Winston-Salem, the linebacker, and now first down.
Well, okay then. Dallas didn't get a great run on his first one, and he was a 1 tackle away from breaking his second one all the way to the house.
Trey Simmons will replace Ivan Corbin. He's not worried about his numbers today. 11 of 19, 147 yards. He came in as the leading passing quarterback in the league, but does just enough today to win. Corbin also rushes for 45 yards, so he counts for 4 touchdowns today. Dallas spins out of 1 tackle, and then he's going to get back. Nope, it's actually going to lose a yard on the play as they're on the stop. For Barton is going to be Mike Webb. It'll bring up a second down and 11. Trey Simmons, a 65-yard rush last week.
Dallas, not the biggest of running backs, listed as 5'6", 160 pounds.
I always forget the running back's name that we had. And he was just, it's like he seemed like he played for about 6 years. It's not Aaron Clarity. But it was, that 2008 to like 2012 seasons for the Pioneers, it seemed like. Simmons is going to pass far sideline, and is it inbounds to Jackson Boone? No, it is not. They say incomplete. So it's third down and 11 with 5:09 to play.
Yeah, Pioneers think they've got the game pretty well in hand, but there's no point letting up now. Do best get a first down here instead of turning the football back over to Barton.
Dallas reminds me a lot of that running back that we used basically as a scat back. He was just our scat back.
I can't remember. That's been a long time ago.
And I'm going to think of that. And as a matter of fact, let's just go ahead. I'm going to look that up while we're thinking of it, right? So the Pioneers facing third down and 11. Trey Simmons.
We did see one great Pioneer in here in the press box today.
Yeah, Jarrell Neesmith. Good to always see him. Simmons holding that ball like a loaf of bread. That's not always good, and he's going to be sacked. He's brought down by Tony Black from Harrisburg, North Carolina. I'm not going to give the classification because Barton plays redshirt freshman.
Yeah.
That's what they play. But he brings him down for the sack, and it will be fourth down. So we'll see Cantrell come out for the Pioneers once again. Popov will step back deep.
Is that correct? Only the third punt.
So Cantrell, high, short. Popov fields at the 23 for a fair catch. And it will be first and 10 for Barton, down 41-17 with 4:18 to play in the football game. Marcus Foster is who I was thinking of.
Okay.
He's just that short, stocky, scat back is who Kenneth Dallas reminds me of a little bit.
I would say that's pretty fair. And I do remember Marcus Foster. Were your years right?
My year, I'll check. That I don't know. It's Flippin at quarterback. And he's under pressure. He's tripped up, and he's going to be sacked. That's going to be Day-Day who's going to get that sack. It's one of those shoestring-type tackles, and Flippin just couldn't keep his Flippin balance. It'll bring up a loss of about 7.
Whether it's a big monster hit or whether it's a shoestring tackle like that, the result's still the same. It backed Barton up a good piece of real estate, about 7 yards. Where now they've got the ball second down, officially 18 according to the scoreboard, with the ball on the Bulldog 14.
So it will bring up that second down and long. Flippin rolls the pocket to the far side, throws back across his body, incomplete. It will be third down. That pass intended for Jacques Durham.
Right now, Barton's still just trying to get things figured out. They are getting some more personnel. You know, can't really worry about burning red shirt years because they already burned red shirt years. They're playing all these red shirt freshmen. Yeah. So they're trying to get some guys in there and get them some game experience here against the Tusculum Pioneers.
So it brings up third down. You know, they spent their spring. I think they spent their spring the best of anybody. They took advantage of their spring season. It should be an incomplete pass.
Yeah, absolutely. That's an incomplete pass.
Oh, my gosh. Are you kidding me? First down.
Incomplete pass. He picked it up off the ground. He did not make any sort of football move. He didn't have it in his possession more than a half second. Picks it up, and they give him the first down.
Yeah, it's just, that's not a great call. That's unfortunate. First down and 10 from the 32. We go to 3 minutes to play. Of course, a lot of backup guys out there, so it's okay, I suppose. It's 41-17, but it's been that type of year. Flippin, near side, is going to be taken out of bounds inside the numbers to the Pioneer sideline and is out of bounds at the 34 to bring up second down and 8.
You know, on that last play, if you wanted to make your argument that it was a completion, he dropped it and recovered a fumble, but it should have never been rolled a completion in the first place.
Yeah.
Second down, Bulldogs.
Clock does run. Once they get the ball spotted here, going in 2:45 left in today's contest.
So it will be second down and 8. Flippin rolls the pocket to the far side. Looks, and this one is broken up, incomplete, and a nice job by the Pioneer secondary.
Kamari Lovett coming through, freshman out of Miami, Florida.
Yeah, Lovett nearly picked that one off, read it brilliantly, but unable to make that full catch. So it'll bring up third down. With the Pioneers in control at this moment. So third down and Flippin back to pass. He's under pressure. He breaks away from one. That's Yusef Joseph. Then he loses the football. Yusef Lee, pardon me, who forces the turnover and a fumble recovered by the Pioneers. And on the recovery for Tusculum, Trajan Fox Birdwell, as Yusef Lee forces that fumble. They got after Flippin, and it's the second turnover of the game, and the Pioneer offense can come out and just seal the victory.
Yeah, you know, you don't need to really add on anything. You've got this ball game won 41-17 here. It's homecoming. You got the crowd and some students here kind of pumped up. Just go in and run some safety plays.
I'm just saying, I'm excited. I guess the year's right.
Oh, you did?
Foster was here from 2007 to 2009. Missed the 2010 year and came back and played 2011.
Okay.
Trey Simmons back in at quarterback, trying to spin away, and is taken down well behind the line of scrimmage. Lost his helmet.
Second down, Pioneers.
And he'll have to come out of the game. So here comes Joaquin Collazo. Joaquin Collazo, the junior out of Melbourne, Florida, will come in for the Pioneers.
Clock does run after the last play.
Barton not worried about taking timeouts. From here to Barton, it's about 6 hours and 15 minutes by car. Collazo working from the gun. Dallas, his running back. He'll hand it off to him running left side. Dallas 30, 25 to the 24, and he'll be taken down there where it'll be a third down play coming up. Kendarius Jenkins, and again, we haven't talked about the two top tacklers for Barton a whole lot today.
Well, no, because Pioneers have done such a good job of moving this football and collecting offense. Tackles have been kind of at a premium for the Bulldogs.
Third down 2 as we approach a minute to play. Collazo out of the gun. Looks for a quick pass to the outside. Darian Anderson inside the 20 to the 15 and out of bounds at the 13-yard line. And that, in a sense, ends this game without Barton taking timeouts anyway. There's 57 seconds to play. Into the game comes Jared Hurst. And that gets a huge roar from the crowd. Hurst, also a track star here at Tusculum. Played a lot this spring.
Hurst, a junior out of Lincolnton, Georgia. Obviously, he's got his family and friends in attendance.
Directly in front of our microphone. Hurst, 10, and down to about the 8-yard line. It'll bring up second down. Penalty comes in after the play. And that was some extra blocking on that far side for the Pioneers. And I don't know that that's just, sometimes that's just football, boys.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like it was any kind of real late hit or anything. It was one of the big old offensive linemen losing his feet, and you know, he just fell over on the guy.
Yeah, I mean, he was engaged in a block with him, but I don't think that it was.
You can't exactly just stop that much mass on a dime there, and they fell over.
I guess it was the interpretation of that back official. I guess he deemed it to be a little bit more egregious. Into the game will come Colton Edwards out of Ray County High School. Boy, they've been good this year. So here it is, second down, back at the 23-yard line, and about 20 to go on the personal foul penalty. They need the 3 for a first, but really that's beyond the point. That's not the point. The point is the clock is running inside of 30 seconds, and this game is over. Collazo will hand it off to Hurst. Hurst, 20, 15, and goes down inside the 15 at the 14-yard line. 15 seconds and counting. Pioneers continuing to run their offense here. And we'll celebrate a homecoming win. Tusculum will go to 16-22 for homecoming and 4-2 during the Odom era, and that's going to be enough. Jerry Odom says, hey, that's enough. Good job. Chip Hester will walk across the field. As has been customary here at this season, the teams will just go to the locker room. It's not poor sportsmanship. It's not anything like that. It doesn't have anything to do with it. Has everything to do with some COVID protocols and all those types of things. And again, I just want to be very clear. It does not have anything to do with any type of unsportsmanlike type things. However, I will say this, maybe the most complete game for this Pioneer football team and a well-deserved victory here today at Pioneer Field. As the clock strikes 0, the Pioneers take a bite out of the Bulldogs. Tusculum 41 and Barton 17. That's your final score. Folks, we invite you to stay tuned for our Pioneer postgame with Pioneer coach Jerry Odom, stats and scores. Also a look this back.